Welcome, everybody. This is CBSI Presents Tales from Flipside number 26. I'm Dino. Not feeling too good today, but we're going to make this thing work. Boys, introduce yourselves.
P-Dub's here, still fighting the flu as well, but got my medicine, so it's all good.
Scotty Too Hottie coming in live from Philly. One more game to win. Let's go, Birds.
John Z back from a very long hiatus because of a real fucking job. They suck. And rarely do I root for Brady, but I don't like the Eagles.
Oh, fuck you.
Wow, here we go.
Oh, fuck you, Z.
Get the popcorn ready.
I knew there was something about you I didn't like.
I think it's more that I just don't think he's going to lose.
I don't think so either, but I like the Eagles as an underdog.
Just amazing.
Hey, it's Ben S, and I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm not really rooting for the Eagles, but I can't root for Brady, so I'm on your side.
I'll take
it.
What's up, guys? It's Brian. I don't give a damn about Super Bowl. I'm more excited about signing day for college football coming up, and we have a special guest tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Will.
Hey, thanks everybody. This is William Z, aka Ultra Maximus. I want to thank these guys for having me.
Hey, what's up, Will?
Welcome aboard, man. You got to explain the Ultra Maximus.
I just realized there's two Z's on this podcast. That's fucking odd.
That's why I go by Ultra Maximus.
We just need to get Ozzy on here, and then we'll have three.
Yeah, we wouldn't want you confused for the third Z, brother.
No, you don't. That's bad.
Be like fucking Slapshot or something.
Slapshot. They brought their fucking toys.
Give me a grape or an orange.
So who was just asking about how I got the name Ultra Maximus, or where that comes from? Who was that?
I was Paul. I was.
Oh, okay. So it's funny that there's a video game thing going on tonight because back a few years ago, or closer to 5 or 6 now, there was a closed beta, and then I think it was an open beta for a little bit too, of a game called Transformers Universe.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
There's some YouTube videos out there about it. That was actually a gamer name from that. It's also an older gamer name that I've just used over the course of my life. And
cool.
Then it's kind of just evolved into a little bit of a representation, an easy way for me to differentiate my professional life, my personal, my personal Facebook page, and also being able to still kind of like nerd out and geek out and stuff like that, and share stuff. So that's where all that comes from.
Good. Cool stuff.
Good, man. Anybody watch the Godzilla Netflix exclusive?
No.
No.
I started it and I didn't like it. I don't know if it was because I had to read all the subtitles and it was too much work, but I don't know.
We know how you are reading, Paul.
Yeah, I know. More
Godzilla never did it for me.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a shot, but I don't know. I couldn't get into it. But,
remember that Puffy song back in the day from the Godzilla soundtrack?
Yeah, that's what was in my head just now.
That and whenever I hear No Shelter, think of that movie.
Yeah. I did see Gotham by Gaslight. I think a couple of us watched that, right?
Yeah, with that link. Yeah, it was nice.
I
didn't get a chance to yet, but I want to.
It's. I thought it was. I mean, I fell asleep the first time because I was tired. But I mean,
is that good?
Yeah, it was that good. But the second time I actually woke up and watched it, I thought it was pretty decent. I mean, and it's funny because I meant to read the trade because I had the trade sitting on my back desk here, and I just meant to read it, but I didn't get a chance to. But it's good. I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I watched it. I felt bad because I had my 5-year-old was glued watching it, and it's not bad for kids, but it's not kid friendly.
Yeah, so I shouldn't let my 8 and 9-year-old watch it.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's language.
What about the 5-year-old that's got to come with them?
Gore.
Right.
What?
What if I have to let the 5-year-old watch it too?
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say anything because I don't look like a bad parent.
I might have mistakenly let him watch Flashpoint, so I don't know. I don't know if it gets any worse than that.
Well, I mean, okay, so we all know what Jack the Ripper does. He murders people. So I mean, if you're cool with your kid watching people get murdered,
yeah, there's no real violence in it, but You
I don't know.
hide the fact
Flashpoint
that-
when they shot him through the head, it was like, oh shit, I'm
Well,
a
he-
terrible parent.
No, you can see it's like stabbing women. I mean, I don't know.
Mm,
but
okay, maybe not a 5-year-old.
There's no visible penetration, so you're good.
Maybe the older ones then.
it does stray from the comic a bit, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, you had a good summary in our chat because I didn't read the trade.
Well, I don't
Right.
think you should give everything away, but
So
I think-
I'll just say that the villain is kind of different in the animated movie than in the trade.
I will tell you, I think that part of the trade was weak.
Yeah. Then one like the original villain is, from what I remember, is not even in the movie. So
Yeah, and they left a big part out. You said.
yeah,
I think he was a poor character in the
Spoiler
book, though.
but
Wow. That might actually get me to watch it because I remember reading the old one, the graphic novel way back when.
yeah, it was about 28 years ago. The trade came out in February of '89. So
It's technically the first Elseworld story, I believe.
right.
Yeah, they kind of backdated it. It wasn't Elseworlds to start with, but
No, it's kind of
that's where it
considered the
started,
first Elseworlds.
They haven't done an Elseworlds in a long time, have they?
No, they
But
should
they've done
bring that
so
back.
many. But they
It
do
sounds like-
miniseries now, and that's I think how they're doing their Elseworld stuff, like Superman, Resident Alien, things like that.
Yeah, that's true. They just don't do the prestige or the trade format like they did.
Sounds like they did the opposite for the Killing Joke. The Killing Joke, they tried to add too much crap, and then this one maybe they took out some good elements, and I don't know. Maybe they had to shorten it for TV or time. I don't know.
Right. I like both the trade and I like the movie, but I mean they're just a little bit different. But I still enjoyed watching an animated movie with Batman in that time period.
Right. I was surprised he I don't know if I want to say he wasn't as skilled at fighting, or maybe his opponent was that good at fighting, but I was like, man, Batman, get up, dude.
Well, he was a bare knuckle champ, remember?
That's true.
But it's still way better than Batman Harley Quinn. I couldn't stand that movie.
I didn't even try. It was also
You know
better
what?
than Godzilla.
It's Batman Harley Quinn. I didn't love it, but I just went into it with low expectations.
You just like
And
the
thought of it-
Nightwing, the
Thought of
Nightwing
it like
Harley.
that's true. I thought it was more like just laugh and Beavis and Butthead style, be amused.
Now, did your 5-year-old watch that one?
No,
Okay.
For the
No,
Nightwing
they did
scene?
not.
What else is on this thing? That's it. End the outline. Have a good night.
Oh wow.
Few Paul's problems, and we're out.
I was gonna. What's that?
I said Paul must have been hitting the delete button on the outline.
Right. Control
Leave it
A, delete. No, Will, you're going to talk a little Transformers. Transformers is to you as Turtles is to me, kind of thing. Just you're one
Yeah. Yeah, and strangely enough, there's people out there who obsess more about it than both of us. You know what I mean?
Oh, always.
Yeah. Well, it's. I don't think it's a competition. I'm just a fan. So, but yeah. So,
What'd you get into first as a collector? Not as a kid, obviously toys and stuff. What'd you get into first? The toys here, buying the high end, or the comics, or where?
So all right, I took like a 20-something year hiatus from comics, and Comixology. I bought myself a Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 way back like 2010 or whatever it was, 2010, 2011, and downloaded Comixology, and they had this free weekend sometimes or whatever. They had free books, so I downloaded all the free books that I can get. I started reading, like X-Force with, like the Clayton Crane run with, Laura and Wolfsbane and all them. But then All Hail Megatron was what really got me in. It was one of the free number ones, and I read it, and it was like, wow. So the Marvel stuff that I remember flipping through as a kid is not really looked at here, and then I started just kind of like researching it, of course, and just kind of looking into what I was reading. I did the whole All Hail Megatron series, and then I read a little bit forward until the current books, which wasn't was basically the 2009 Transformers run was the gap between, you know, where they were currently and where they had been from where I started reading. So once I got caught up and I was like super into it, I was like, wow, these stories are for adult Transformers fans. I can see, you know, a lot of socio-political stuff going on in, you know, one area, but there was just one writer and artist team on More Than Meets the Eye that like really blew me away. And I don't know if anybody's actually had an opportunity to read any of these books. You know, for if you're an adult and you're not really into Transformers, there's a couple of good books out there for you. But such as so there's two issues, and one of these issues, the variant for it actually is my holy grail of Transformers books, and it was actually the hardest retail incentive cover for me to find. And of course, when I found it at like a day before a mortgage payment, something ridiculous, right? But thanks to I do want to give a little shout out to Trey K on this one for making sure I didn't miss my grail, because that's huge. So yeah, Transformers number 22, number 23 from the 2009 series it's a two-part series called Chaos. It's the prelude to Chaos. It actually shows the first meeting between Optimus Prime and Megatron. And it's kind of like them talking modern day, but also giving flashbacks. They cover the four whoa.
Sorry, move the chair.
They cover a 4 million year long war and kind of like a snapshot, and just not only is it like a big thing in the direction of the Transformers stories from this point, but it was also the first full James Roberts written Transformers story. So
a good jumping on point.
Well, jumping on point would probably be a little bit later than this book, but only by a few issues. It would be the best jumping on point would, in my opinion, be the Death of Optimus Prime one-shot. And then from there, it branches off into two ongoing series, one of them called Robots in Disguise, the other one called More Than Meets the Eye. They're both good in their own rights, but they are two very different books.
Are they both by IDW?
All of it is by IDW. This is basically IDW. When they got the license back in 2006, it was after who was it? Dreamwave had it, and Pat Lee was in charge of it. And basically, Pat Lee didn't pay his people, and they kind of folded. And basically, they started over a brand new universe again with a series called Infiltration. And then they were doing spotlights for individual Transformers kind of profiles and stuff like that, and individual stories. There's really good stuff in there. There's actually a Wikipedia page that gives you a reading order that can either go chronologically or release. No matter which way you read it, it's great. There's even IDW hardcovers that have, dude, it's a thick hardcover.
Yeah, IDW does nice hardcovers. I have a couple for the Turtle series.
And a lot of those, so the ones that you have for the Turtle series, I'm sure, are they different color labels and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, different people on the cover, different labels, and they have like a fabric bookmark that's attached to the book or something like that.
That's standard. So there's a couple of books that have a really good IDW hardcover edition, and that's actually one of the other books I was going to talk about. But so Transformers again, 2006, bunch of miniseries leading them up. And then Simon Furman, who's the guy who's writing the Marvel stuff, actually constructed this whole universe. So did
they ever do anything stupid like they did with Superman when they had his World of New Krypton? They brought Krypton back. Did they ever bring Cybertron back, or is it always been Cybertron is gone besides flashbacks?
No, actually, Cybertron was a dead world at the very start of this universe. So Cybertron was a dead world. Transformers are all scattered throughout the universe. And an infiltration unit has made its way to Earth.
From that war?
From the war. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely. From the war between, Megatron and Optimus. They basically, they destroyed the planet, fighting each other. But there's a lot of that to it. And in the Chaos series, which is the prelude, these two issues, 22 and 23, is the prelude up to the Chaos story, is basically how Cybertron comes back. But Death of Optimus Prime, they start right there at the rebirth of Cybertron. And it's wicked. The Robots in Disguise story takes place on Cybertron. More Than Meets the Eye is Rodimus. And basically a whole bunch of D-list Transformers, like throwaways and stuff like that, James Roberts has taken people that never really had any kind of spotlight, and he's made them great characters. If you guys remember Transformers the movie, Cyclonus, you don't remember if he was Bombshell or if he was Thundercracker or whoever he was. But Cyclonus is a different person in this universe, the same way Galvatron and Megatron are different people. So they've definitely they explore a lot of that, which really makes it a fun read, especially for hardcore Transformers fans who remember all these different ones. But they've also now included a lot of the Transformers Prime characters like Knockout. Bulkhead's made appearances. So they're basically, it's the IDW shared universe, which has key elements from every single incarnation of Transformers, including Beast Wars. And it's getting wild.
Brian was saying, Brian McClain in the chat was saying his local store sold a Transformer book for $1,000 on eBay. He said it was the Cybertron book, some sort of con variant.
That's the Unicron Transformers Universe fan published or private published black cover. Yeah, if they sold it for $1,000, I think there was like a 9.6 on eBay forever that was like $2,500, $3,500. Yeah, just ridiculous.
Did you ever watch? My daughter watched it. Rescue Bots on Netflix.
Yeah, I've caught it. It
wasn't terrible.
Nah, it's not terrible, but again, that's Transformers. That's how you introduce your kid to Transformers.
Right.
So if you're going to show your kid that, be prepared to buy some figures and then be prepared to buy some more later on.
So how'd that MallCon go?
No, I will say the figures from going from there to the real figures, man, my kids couldn't even play with the real figures for years.
I can barely play with the real figures.
It took me fucking 3 days to transform it.
So, and speaking of real figures, I actually just had a holy grail of my childhood that I missed en route. So I do have a Triptychon coming, and it's one of the newer. It's a new design of Triptychon. So that's some Transformers awesomeness right there. Basically, in my adult years, I'm able to get all the Transformers that were way too expensive that my parents told me F no. All right, so I covered those first two Transformers must reads, 22 and 23 of the 2009 series. All three covers for both of those books are awesome. I'm only missing one cover out of all six. So the other one would be Last Stand of the Wreckers, and as Paul was talking about these hardcovers, IDW Limited and stuff like that. There's IDW hardcovers for Last Stand of the Wreckers that have different stories actually added in the back of them. And I mean, some of them are text written by the writer James Roberts. And what he's basically doing is he's like giving us deleted scenes and things like that he couldn't include into the print run of the book, because they're miniseries. They're 5-issue miniseries. But it's one of those standalone reads that I don't care if you ever read another Transformers book in your life. If you read Last Stand of the Wreckers, you'll be like, man, that was actually a really good story. Promise. But
do you find any Transformers at the that MallCon you went to?
Yeah, I didn't pick up anything majorly serious. I picked up a couple of old Marvel books that I had. They were just good priced. The last like 20 issues of Transformers are kind of the print run really starts to taper off and get really light, especially towards issue 80. So I picked up a couple of those. But man, I got a lot better stuff than just Transformers at the con. Transformers is just my number one, definitely. Like Paul loves Turtles, I love Transformers.
Do you get into the Masterpiece figures at all?
Too expensive, man. If I'm going to collect comics and collect Transformers, I got to do like the stuff that's available at my local stores, because those Masterpiece, man, they're beautiful. They are. But it pales in comparison to this $1,000 one that Paul tagged me in about a week ago. Yeah, I mean, there's ridiculous collectibles out there, if you really want statues like that, man. But wow. But for me, like I said, there was a lot of the stuff that I saw, 8, 9 years old when Transformers really was winding down in America. And the Headmaster series had come, and we'd had our last episodes. The toys still got really, really good. And where my grandparents lived in New Jersey, there was one of those chain stores that had a catalog, and I used to see like Overlord and all the really expensive figures in there. And you can order them, but yeah, not not happening for me. But the rest of the stuff at this con, man, there's really that Batman 423 McFarlane cover. It's a direct edition, but still, that's definitely a book that I have been trying to track down forever, and just a high grade copy. The guy had a newsstand. He wanted originally he wanted 55 for the direct edition, but he had like 70 on the newsstand. And then he drops the direct edition down to 40. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. And he watched me Mylar in front of him. He was like, wow, man. I'm like, yeah, I care for books. Got 2 BCW boxes and some Mylars in my bag. That's all I come to a show with, really. But there's one other really wicked book that, if you haven't watched my whole video, you wouldn't know about it because I haven't really posted it anywhere except for like just a couple people to talk to. But an X-Men 205 variant, which is the Campbell variant, has White Queen and Pixie and X-23 on the cover. But this one has got a Marvel survey envelope inserted into it. Any of you guys ever seen that before?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No,
so it's not.
What year did the book come out?
Like 2000 something. I mean, this is like
2005, I believe.
Yeah,
I've never seen any books with stuff like that in it.
There's an X Factor 25 direct edition regular cover that actually is known as a survey variant. That's come up before. People have seen that one before. It was right around the same time. It's actually part of the same Messiah Complex story. So it's just weird that I saw this and I bought that. It was, that was a book that caught my attention. I was like, probably paid too much for it, but that's okay. I'll make up for it probably someplace else, especially if that Batman hits grade. You
gonna flip it?
I don't know, man. We'll have to see what actually happens because I have a really, really strong feeling that we might be seeing Hope Summers make an appearance in theaters here soon. And if that happens, I really don't know what's going to happen to that book.
There's a lot of them out there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was only like a 1 in 10, right?
That might have been 120. I think all those Messiah Complex variants were maybe 1 in 20, 1 in 15 or something like that.
Yeah, it was around there. I know some of the X Factor ones were around the 1 in 15. So yeah, I mean, maybe you never know. You never really can tell. But this book, has been commanded, close to $100 almost on a regular. I saw a 9.6 pop up for a good price, less than Raw's. So I was like, what the heck? I pulled the trigger on that one. So I already have a graded one, but we'll see what happens. I'm probably going to grade this one too, just to see if CGC notates it any differently or anything like that, and if there are any others that come out of the woodwork as a result of it.
Get it on the label, man. Get it on the label.
That's exactly it.
What grade do you think it's going to come back as?
It's got a shot at 9.8 after a press, man. But
I wonder if you can press it though with a survey in it.
It's basically an envelope inserted. I mean, a skilled presser can do it, and I think it's probably going to be something I'm going to be asking really good pressers for help with, and see who wants to help me out with it, and just kind of take it from there.
So, so this is just like it's like an envelope that's attached inside.
Yeah, so it's really funny too because it says Marvel fans, do this survey and we'll help you, give you a chance to win an Xbox 360, and the page spread that it's in between just happens to be an ad for PlayStation 3.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I've ever, I don't even know if I would have ever even, I mean, of all the copies of that I've seen, I probably have never even opened that book to even look on the inside to see if that's what it is.
I know. So this is like, I'm not sure if I heard somebody else talking about it someplace before, if I'm the first one to see it, but the dealer actually said something to me because he had 2 on the wall and he's like, one has an insert and I want more for it. I'm like, what? Let me see this thing. So he pulls it down, he opens it, and I'm looking at it and I go, holy crap. And it might have been on the CBSI main page that had posted the X Factor survey variant that, kind of had it in the back of my mind, either that or, have some kind of weird, future seeing kind of Oracle powers, which would be weird. But yeah, I could have sworn somewhere I recall seeing something about a survey variant and seeing a survey envelope inserted into a book. Survey's still in it too. So
Interesting.
Scott, you said you Birthright's on your pull list, right?
Yes, it is. Yes. Anybody else read it?
Nope. Don't even know what it's about. Other than it's got that little kid on the front cover.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to read these things.
I read the first 3 issues when it first came out.
First 3. Okay. Is that all we got? The first 3?
I don't read. I can't read.
Nah, I got a synopsis of it that actually came out during my little stint working for my local comic shop.
Words are hard, okay?
I only look at books with pictures. Oh,
well,
shit.
these
Never
have
mind.
pictures in them.
I do the pop-up books with the pull tabs, man. I gotta get interactive.
No, it's a good series. I think issue. Let's see. Hold on. They're up to issue 29 now.
29. No shit.
Yeah, it's been pretty strong.
That seems to be one of those books that ends after 4.
What's that?
It'd be another one of those books that ends after 4 or 6.
Yeah, no, they kept going. They kept churning them out. It's pretty good. I actually just finished reading the last arc, and I was really digging it.
Has that been out that long?
Yeah, it's been 2000 issue 1 came out in 2014.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's definitely now in development, so I think it'll definitely. It depends upon what they do. It's got kind of like that saga feel to it, with magic and all that other world, huge world and all that.
Yeah, what's the basis of the story?
The basis of the story, it's kind of like think of it kind of like a Narnia thing. A kid gets taken to another, I would say, realm. It's definitely not Earth, but it's another planet or another. I think realm is probably the right word. And it's inhabited by all kinds of magical creatures and orcs and elves and all this other stuff.
When I first started reading it, it reminded me of the 80s movie Time Bandits.
Oh, that I like.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it's similar, but there's some differences, of course. But that's kind of what I related it to when I first started reading it.
So basically, this kid gets taken into this other realm. So back on Earth, what happens is everyone blames the father. They think the father killed the kid and all this. So his wife ends up leaving him and takes the other kid away from him, and the father's life is basically ruined from that point. The kid that goes to the other realm, he's the prophesized savior, so he's going to kill the evil guy, the bad guy who's called the God King Lore. So it's basically
how did the kid get sucked into the other realm?
Honestly, I don't remember. I think
like
there was
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think there was like a portal or something that he stepped. I think somebody brought him in because they knew he was the savior. There are mages on Earth that have sealed the portals to the other realm. So I think what happened was one of the mages died and the seal weakened or something like that. But it's pretty good. So the kid ends up, he ends up training to kill the God King, and eventually he comes back to Earth, but he has aged about 20 years, whereas the time on Earth has only gone about 2 years.
Oh wow!
So it's kind of interesting. He comes back home and he's all like, I guess you could say like all barbarianed up, like he's still used to living on the land and fighting for a living. So it's kind of weird when he comes back home.
Yeah, I got the vibe that it was kind of like He-Man crossed with Flight of the Navigator in reverse.
Yeah. I mean, I recommend it. It's definitely like I've stuck with it for 30 issues. So, and I think if they did an animated or I don't know if they could do a full length like live action film. I don't know if they'll be able to put enough into it, but I could definitely see it being animated. But we'll see.
Yeah, is this supposed to be developed for a TV show or?
I don't think they. I mean, I read the article. They didn't really say. They said the writers from Despicable Me are writing are writing it, so that kind of makes me believe that it might be animated.
Probably be much more chance of success animated because too big a budget
yeah,
otherwise.
Exactly. Like I just don't think you could do what needs to be done. Like when they're fighting in the other world, he's the only human. Like everybody else is not a human. Like they're all kinds of different beings and creatures and stuff.
Now, is this I didn't read the entire article for a bit. I know I saw it was optioned, but I know Kirkman and I believe Skybound has that exclusive with Amazon. Do you know if this is Amazon or not? Like movie or TV show, regardless.
They didn't really say who. I'm going to assume it's Amazon because of the Skybound deal. But like I said, they didn't really go into too much detail about.
So you think they're going to bring what was it? Other Kirkman Invincible? Is that Amazon then, or is that not? Because it's not Skybound.
I think
Invincible
is Skybound.
Invincible is Skybound.
But
yeah.
So I wonder if they'll
I
do
don't
Amazon
think every
for that.
Skybound property was taken. I think they just have. I think they have future rights. I think.
Yeah, I think Kirkman got rich off of selling all the rights to all his stuff, even though it hasn't been made yet.
Yeah. Why not cash in while you can?
That's right. I would.
I mean, I'll tell you what, the guy writes good stuff. I mean, everything he writes is pretty damn good. I enjoy it.
I actually liked his irredeemable Ant-Man arc for Marvel.
I didn't see it. Or didn't read it.
I hear good things about Infinite, besides the fact that it's drawn by Rob Liefeld. And it's incomplete.
I don't like Liefeld. Like, if you can't draw feet, you shouldn't be considered an artist.
Forget the feet. He can't draw faces or.
Bro, at least he draws things that are different, like Campbell and stuff like that.
I'll still say, I mean, Kirkman's got Invincible, which is probably the only comic I've read from issue 1 to the end soon. Since I was a kid.
I want them to do Fear Agent.
All right, and just in case anybody's wondering, Birthright's print run for number 1, 27,000 copies. So that's pretty low for
Were there variants for that?
Yeah, there was a convention variant, and I believe they had like an A and a B cover, but I think there wasn't incentive at all.
I think for a book like that though, that isn't like mainstream, you need to be like under 10.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're gonna make a ton of money, but I mean, if it's gonna get made, if it's actually gonna get made, it could probably go to
be a $50 book.
Yeah,
you want to get them now before the stores start finding out that it got optioned, because the news just broke today. So
yeah, I mean, I when I heard about the Skybound thing, I went ahead and bought 10 copies of this I got them for cover price because I figured that this might eventually get made since it was pretty good. Since I knew it was pretty good.
I'm willing to bet most of these books, though, aren't sitting at the store in the dollar bins. I mean, most of them are sitting in speculator boxes.
Yeah.
They came out at the same time. Like, you just had a feeling that everything Skybound was almost being optioned, because I think Outcast came out then, and it was picked up by Cinemax before it was even published.
Yeah, Outcast killed itself.
Yeah.
Because that print run was like over $70K because everybody knew about it before. I still made money on Outcast, though.
Yeah, but I mean, if you really think about even Image titles, or really any title that's not DC or Marvel, I mean, just because it's on TV, I mean, none of these are actually worth any. I mean, other than Walking Dead, I mean, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. Saga's not on TV. I mean, but or movies or anything like that. That's only worth something just for itself. But I mean, any of these other ones that are, optioned or whatever, I mean, or become a series or don't become a series or don't become a movie. I don't know. I mean, it's not even just limited to Image. I mean, you go back to, Men in Black, or, I mean, any of these things The Mask. I mean, that just any of these indie titles that get made as movies, I don't see any investment value on any of them.
Well, I think it depends upon how much return you're looking for. Like I said, I mean, Birthright, I mean, you buy it now at $3, you know, you could probably sell it for 15, 20.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you might get that now, but I mean, yeah, Outcast, yes, the print run was way high on Outcast, but I mean, it went from, $100 9.8 to $22. I mean, it basically was less than, what it was what it was printed for. I mean, and that, I don't know. I mean, I just think anybody that's investing in or trying to invest in the Image or anything that's not
You're talking
Marvel or
buying
DC.
high.
I'm talking what?
You're talking buying later.
No. I mean, well, buying later or even buying anything really.
Buying now, you're buying a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, if you even spend $10 on a copy of it, I mean, I don't see where your ceiling. I mean, your ceiling is so low on these things, and it's such a small window. I mean, really small window of where you could actually make money. I would just stay away from unless, like I said, unless you can get it for cover price. But other than that, I mean, I think you're just throwing money out the window.
Agree.
Well, I think at this point, there's not much game to be played anywhere on that. I mean, everybody's buying the same shit.
Everybody buys Image number ones.
So,
but I mean, why?
Listen, I get where you're at.
Why are we buying Image number ones? None of them are worth anything.
In 20 years, who's going to hear about a Cinemax show that had a season, maybe 2?
Yep. And that's why they are indeed a quick flip. Look at Realm.
I don't know. I think some hold their value. I mean, look at like Deadly Class, Manifest Destiny. I mean, they're still holding around the 20, 25 range.
I think they're still thinking there's going to be a show, though. A movie, something.
I mean, the fact is, I mean, a lot of these stories are actually good stories. So maybe they don't have to rely on the TV or movie. You know, maybe they could just do it the old-fashioned way.
Which I think is what Seventh Eternity did.
Yeah, I think those are the ones that actually you would invest in, not the ones that are getting these options. I think that these options are people are jumping on. I mean, if all these copies are going to basically evaporate instantly, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like a big waste of time and effort, and there's no past record of any other than Walking Dead, but which was just a 1 in a million shot.
Yeah, but that goes back to everybody thinking that it's going to be every number one is going to be the next Walking Dead number one, and you can't miss out on it. You know, that's reality. Fear
of missing out. That's for sure.
I mean, books like these, honestly, they're ones where you stuff in a long box, you take a gamble on. You throw a couple bucks at it and see what happens. I mean, I think if you, like you said, investing, I think is different than speccing. Like if you're investing thinking that these are going to be worth money, you're probably not going to do well. But if if you're just putting them in a long box and, waiting for 10 years and see what happens, I mean, I don't think you really have much to lose.
Well, and I'm wondering if it's because of all the speculators who go and buy all these Image number ones, why we usually see a little bit of a spike in the beginning. Like Realm was a really good book. I
think some people get shut out at their own stores.
Yeah.
So I think that initial rush is people that couldn't get it themselves, and they don't want to get shut out, and they think, oh, if it's sold out at my LCS, then it's got to be moving. But it could be the LCS got allocated or damages, or I mean, there's any number of reasons why the LCS is out.
But a lot of these books cool pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They're back down, $8 plus shipping, $7. So I mean, he's totally right. Your margin on this book is $3. Once the heat actually eventually wears off, don't buy high. If you're going to buy them, you need to be buying these things new.
No, you want to be getting in at cover price, or if you can pre-order, that would even be better.
Yep,
save yourself 40%.
I don't play that game anymore. It's just not. It's not worth it to me to have a long box full of 8 and 10 issues of each book sitting there.
I wouldn't go past 5.
You know what I mean? Even if I buy 2 of each, it's just not worth my.
Anybody read Scott's Manifest Destiny on your pull list? Dan Piercy said that was a good read.
Oh yeah, that's on mine.
I read the trades. I mean, that's I'll
I
come
have like
grab the
I have
trades
like
later on.
25 books on my pull list. And a lot of the ones that like I'll invest in are ones that I've read and I believe in. Like Manifest Destiny is one that I'll believe in.
That's a good story.
Yeah, Birthright's good. You know, one that just got optioned, Velvet. That's one that I really like. That's such a great story.
Yeah, honestly, Image is definitely one of those places where if you are going to make a, Netflix series or a movie or animated thing, they have so many good stories to farm, and that's really what I think detaches them, because they're not in the superhero universes and things like that where a lot of these other characters are with the two big twos.
Yeah, and you could just do a simple one-off. You don't have to make it a huge universe or.
Exactly. But
Did Manifest Destiny end?
What's that?
Did Manifest Destiny end?
Nope, it's still going. I think it's at like issue. It's right about the same as Birthright, right around issue 30. Might be a little bit past 30. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let me see.
Hey, Dino, did you put those video game links up?
Yeah, I did.
Well, hey, maybe Scott. I mean, you mentioned something real quick. Or you said something there. You said they can kind of stand alone and do these one-offs and stuff like that. And maybe that's why these things don't hold. They don't hold that big value. I mean, because there's movies that I've seen, 6 years ago that were great movies and they have great stories, but that's it. I mean, that was a one movie, and now I'm done. It's past and it's gone. I think that's why the Marvel and DC, the movie and those type of things can help out because they're big. They stay fresh and they keep repeating themselves, so they're always fresh in your mind. If an Image movie gets made, for Manifest Destiny or something like that, and that's it. Well, okay, great. It was a good movie, and then 2 years later, I don't really remember that they had that movie, so it's not like I'm going to go out and spend, $400 on a Manifest Destiny book.
Well, I think you're on a point. Is even think of some of the big movies in 20 years ago or 15. I don't know. Like the Matrix trilogy was huge. Is anybody gonna go buy a comic of it?
Right.
But I mean, you can't deny that people spend money on stupid shit, though.
That they do.
That they do.
That's
I will
one thing
never
you cannot deny.
never understand what people buy.
And this is why I read Transformers, because Transformers, no matter what year it is, their story will always be relevant in the year that you're reading it. It's weird when you think about it like that.
I'll be honest, Will. I've never read a Transformers book ever.
I haven't read any since the original Marvels.
And it doesn't surprise me. The print runs are down, 5,000-6,000 copies a month now. So it's basically Hasbro's, saying, no, you're still going to continue to make these because they got to be making something off of digital sales in order to keep them afloat at that low of a print run.
Oh, it's a marketing gimmick too.
And IDW probably doesn't want to lose the rights.
Yeah, probably, and it would be in their best interest to just put Alex Milne back on the art with James Roberts, and they'll get sales back again. But what do I know?
They don't want to pull a Kenner.
Oh, they did the Marvel method. They pulled their great team that they had together, perfect artwork and perfect writing. Now the guy's art would eventually, need somebody else to fill in an issue here or there. But yeah, they decided, no, we're going to take you off of that book. We're going to use you other places. So and then of course they relaunched everything under new names. So yeah, that stuff happens.
So, kind of going off of a tangent because we're talking Transformers and rights and stuff.
Yeah.
Why did Marvel buy Conan's rights back or get Conan's rights back?
Why not?
What are they going to do with it?
Make him a decent movie probably out of it, or an animated series.
They bought the comic rights, not the movie rights, did they?
Honestly,
Who bought it?
Marvel has the rights to Conan again.
So they bought it from
But
Dark Horse?
as far as I know, it's just the comic rights.
But who has the movie rights?
I don't know, probably fucking New Line or somebody.
I wouldn't be surprised if Disney owns it somehow.
Devo, get your ass here.
He's not here.
Wait, let's pen that question, but I thought that was just the comic rights. And I'm like, what are you going to do with that? Nobody's going to read Conan.
Do we finally get a King Conan movie?
If Disney bought Conan, that's different. But I think it was just the comic media rights. Like the movie rights, okay, but I don't think that was in that deal.
Maybe Conan's storyline's better than what they're putting out right now. That's a step up for them.
Besides other Z, maybe. I don't know. I saw that and I was like, I don't understand the move.
Did that just happen?
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Now you're gonna make me hold on. Let me look it up.
It wasn't long. It was in the last 20 days.
I must have totally missed it.
And I saw a Conan final
but
issue.
I just thought it was odd.
When was the last time Conan was in print?
I think it was in print. He said some crossovers and shit and Dynamite, I think, had him, right?
I thought there was still an ongoing Conan series on Dark Horse or something, isn't there?
I thought he was with Red Sonja with Dynamite.
There's a Conan Wonder Woman series going on right now.
And that's DC, for the love of God.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about the movie rights, but it looks like they're gonna do a new series, obviously, comic book series with the two pictures is just Conan by himself, and then Conan with Wolverine and Thor.
Jeez.
Well, I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, Marvel's at it again.
Doesn't feel like there's anything to be gained. The movie rights, yes, but
I'm all in on this, man. I'm all in on this new Conan with Thor and Wolverine.
Yeah, Conan the Slayer.
Yeah.
Well, who do you want to see write it? Put it that way.
Dark Horse.
I tell you what, if you want to find a book that's probably gonna, if something ever gets optioned is gonna make some money, it's probably Dark Horse because they don't sell shit. That's where you get your 2,000 copy book that gets hot.
None of their books fucking ever take off.
It's all smoke and mirrors right now. You know who's going to write it, right? Dan Slott.
Social justice warrior Conan.
I saw a picture of Dan Slott on Facebook. Somebody had him at an autograph session. I thought it was White MLV.
So instead of a sword, it'll have like a protest sign.
Oh boy.
Yeah, a little red hat.
Don't ruin Conan, Marvel.
They're going to, Z. It's coming.
Wonder Woman Conan is indeed still Dark Horse, but the Conan Red Sonja was the crossover with Dynamite.
So Conan's Dark Horse.
Yeah, well, he was.
It's co-published, DC and Dark Horse.
Yeah.
So ultimately
Dark Horse needed money.
Yeah, basically, it looks like up to 2017 was the last time Dark Horse was publishing Conan the Slayer. Yeah.
I mean, The Rock tried to kill Conan, and he couldn't even do it.
I don't know, man.
What movie did The Rock? Did that happen?
Didn't he make a Conan movie?
Yeah.
I
good.
I thought it was Scorpion King, but
no,
he
he
did
did a Conan
Hercules.
movie
Oh,
after Scorpion King.
He did Hercules too.
oh yeah,
You guys talking about Daddy Daycare?
yes. Should we skip this one or should we?
I don't want to talk about that topic without Matt.
Okay, we'll skip it. Me and Wood, here we go. Me and Wood get the nerd out for an hour. It's gonna be awesome. So
You're
I've been
gonna
playing.
talk about this for an hour?
Yeah, man, it's a lot. You don't understand. This is.
I got 3 months worth of pickups to talk about afterwards. So
Okay. This is a life now. I can't commit to anything. Forgotten 5 Comics is down the drain right now. Everything's off the table right now.
Not going to work.
Not going to work. I don't know if as long as I have electricity, I might bring my fucking computer to Starbucks. Okay.
You have a beard too?
Maybe.
Okay. He had a
so
fierce
me
beard
and
last year, but he had to get that shaved.
Yeah, people at work thought I was part of ISIS. It was kind of weird for a minute, but I mean, it happens.
You should start coming in with like headscarves on.
Oh, dude, I told them I wanted my own prayer room, but they wouldn't go for it. But anyways, so me and Wood and a couple of my cousin, a couple of guys in the CBSI Mel. A lot of it Mel. So we were playing this game called Monster. Is it Monster Hunter World or Monster? Yeah, Monster Hunter World. So first of all, we created a squad, like I guess if you're in WoW terminology, World of Warcraft terminology, it's got like a guild. So if you want to join the FPS4, you can hit me up on the Hangouts. The only big thing is that with the game is I have to be in game and you have to be in game so you can join the thing together. Please don't message me at 6 a.m. saying you're up or 3 a.m. in the morning. Say get on so I can get in the guild. But Mel plays it. Wood plays it. Heartless Art. Nick, is it Nick Hart, right?
Yep.
Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mel, though, you can message Mel between 5:30 and 6 a.m., right?
Yes, you message Mel all the time. It's fine. I'm sure he'll be up. My cousin Jason's been playing it. A couple other guys. So we got probably like 10 or 11 people playing it right now. So I'll let Wood start talking about it too.
Oh man. So of course I thought it came out 2 weeks earlier, so I was pissed off when it wasn't out yet because I saw the box art at GameStop. So I pre-ordered it on Amazon, and I think we talked about it last time. If we pre-ordered it, you got it for $47. But takes a little bit of a learning curve to figure out some of the dynamics. You can't just sit there and mash the buttons. You actually have to kind of know how to attack. But it's badass. You go, there's story quests, and then you can also just venture off and do investigations and expeditions. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I can't wait to see how they add more end game to it. But some of the best things is figuring out which weapon's going to work for you, working for your fighting style. And then if you're fighting with the hunting party, you can have up to 4 people go on a quest with you at one time. And you kind of want to not everyone have the same weapon. You want someone that's going to have a gun like Mel. And basically go out and you it tells you what you're looking for, and you got to kind of investigate to find a track to start tracking whatever monsters the quest.
Does this require teamwork?
You can do it solo. Sometimes it's easier doing it solo, but so basically what happens is it ramps up the difficulty if you join with other people. You can send like a big like flare out, like people from other games can join you and stuff. But yeah, it kind of requires teamwork. I mean, It's hard to. I mean, to be honest with the walking, and you're fighting. So I guess let's talk about the monsters and stuff. So it's like dinosaurs, like old style, like pterodactyls and like like T-Rexes and stuff. Yeah. And it's like Shadow of Colossus. If anybody's played that game for PlayStation back in the day, it's like they're like huge monsters. So you feel like, oh man, this thing's like gonna fuck you up pretty much.
But they give each monster like it's not like a T-Rex. They give it some weird ass name, so everyone sounds like an idiot when they try to pronounce what they're
doing. Yeah, pretty much. And then so basically, yeah, so you can't Leroy Jenkins it and like roll in there by yourself with a team because you're gonna get murked. Like you're gonna get like murdered right away. So but I mean, it's a lot of crafting. The different weapons mechanics the big thing because everybody's different, everybody's gameplay is different. So some people like to shoot a bow and arrow, or somebody likes to be right up close and just like bashing them with like a big hammer or something. I mean, that's the big thing. And there's a ton of tutorials out on YouTube right now to explain it because it's like you got to hit triangle, then you got to hit circle, then you got to hit triangle and a different button to get like bigger and bigger attacks. You could have like 3 or 4 bigger attacks. But can deal like, and it's not like crazy numbers, like 100 damage is like a lot, or 200 damage right now is a lot. So,
and we do play on PlayStation. I don't know if you said that or not, but
yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. We're on PlayStation. If Xbox, you're lame. So
I do 10,000 damage.
Yeah.
On my Xbox, yeah.
Yeah. So basically you have like the in-depth part is like there's cooking and fishing and crafting. I mean, I don't even know what else there is, to be honest with you. There's so much you can get bounties and you can research things and you can
Sounds like the Skyrim games.
Basically, it's just like Skyrim. It's like Skyrim,
but it's a little more action packed than Skyrim.
I mean, less walking around and picking flowers and
yes. I mean, the good thing about that, the maps are very small, comparatively speaking. Right now, it's like
God, Skyrim's huge.
Yeah, it's not like that. I mean, the map. How big is a map? We think it would. I mean, probably like the same. Remember, like San Andreas or something like that. It's not. It's like one of the smaller island of like San Andreas. So I mean, it's not like it's like Skyrim where it's like you got to walk 800 miles away, or Horizon where it's like the map's like massive and
it seems that way when you pull the map up and you're like, fuck man, they're all the way over there, but it doesn't take long to get there.
And it's like in sections. So the maps, the world map's huge, but you play in like sections of the map. So
you like transport to different sections.
Yeah, you transport to different sections. You can fast travel and stuff like that.
You can pin either your players or a monster you're trying to track once you find it, and then that way they have what they call scout flies, which pretty much a little green glowing, and it highlights the path to get to where you're trying to go, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But it's got like a little Assassin's Creed type to it because you'll run and automatically jump up vines and climb up stuff, and
you don't take any fall damage.
Yeah, the best part is when you jump off and either smash a monster in the head with your weapon or mount that motherfucker and then just start stabbing them in the back.
That sounds like fun.
So by far, it's one of the, and it's a Capcom game, so it's really well developed.
Right.
The flaws right now is like it's trying to join, like it's really wonky how to join a game. You got to like go to a cutscene.
Right. Yeah. If you're playing like the assigned or the story missions, both players have to see, or all players that are playing have to see the cutscenes before you can join together.
Yeah.
So the way my buddy and I were doing it the other night was we'd both start the mission together. Then once the cutscene happened, one of us would drop out of our quest and then just join the other one. So that way it puts you right into battle with them. But the non-story missions, like the investigations and all the other quest stuff, you can join right from the start and go off together.
And it's cool because you can group up on the optional ones and then knock out all your side quests together and just start like basically destroying everything in the map once you get the main quest done. And then the bigger part is like if you're in a party and you're in a like a assigned or like a mission, you only can each player or each team has 3 lives. So if you die 3 times, it's done.
Yeah,
like the mission's over with. So you can't just like go balls to the wall. You have to be very tactical about it. I mean, so basically we've been telling Mel to just stay away.
Yeah, we all said we couldn't die because Mel was dying the most.
Oh my god.
Mel just running there, guns blazing.
Oh dude, he's blasting everyone like he's at the AVN Porn Awards. It's crazy.
he's getting like attacked by a monster. He's sitting there, how do I craft ammo?
Oh god. Oh god.
Because that's what Mel sounds like. That's how do I craft it?
Oh, dude, it's so funny. It's playing with Mel is funny. Like I kind of like I'm jealous of Jimmy now, but since I played with Mel, it's awesome. So
yeah, we definitely like we might be talking shit, but yeah, Mel's a lot of fun to play with. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he is. So
like, do you have to like make all your weapons and ammo and shit? Is that what you're saying?
You craft some of it, you can buy some of it, and then after each mission, you get more resources. Then you take them back and you upgrade it, and you get.
You can autocraft stuff. You can like set up you can set up like a whole list of things you can autocraft, like potions and like so if you have the materials that'll like autocraft it for you right away.
Okay.
So you like for like Mel, I told Mel like you can autocraft ammo, so you don't have to like
potions.
And potions and stuff. So you don't have to sit there and craft it by hand like mid battle. It'll just autocraft it for you. And
you can set up radial wheels so it's not so quick access to stuff because. Some monsters will poison you, and you gotta take an antidote. And
now, is there like an overlying quest, or is it just kind of like collect these different monsters?
Yeah, there's a story behind all of it, and then like there's this huge cutscene at the beginning, and it's basically almost like freaking Moana, the volcano monster, but and that's the first thing you're going after. I don't know how much it expands past that, but it seems like that's what you're preparing for through the first, I guess you can say, arc. First 7 or 8 quests that we've done so far.
My cousin gets mad at me because I don't even read the shit. I just smash X to get through that crap so I can start beating things.
Dino's like, I want the action, not the words.
That's right. So no, I think it might win game of the year. I think honestly, that's how good
it's definitely enjoyable. I mean,
what's it cost? $60?
No, I got the pre-order for $47.
Yeah, it's your normal $59 video game. And I'm sure there'll be DLC for it
and playing with most of us. Like, I mean, we got a pretty good handle on it right now. Like, if you play it by yourself, the learning curve's pretty steep because it really doesn't tell you much. Yeah. It gives you tutorials, but they're kind of garbagey. So.
Yeah, figuring out how to play with each other online was fun with me and my buddy the first night.
Yeah. So
I feel like I should get back off of this podcast. You only got 15 watchers on YouTube.
Dude, we had a lot last time.
Yeah.
No, it's bullshit.
No, it's because I don't know.
You were coming.
Yeah.
I'm here. I have that effect.
Yeah. No.
Watch when Devo jumps on, there'll be like 8 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Devo, the actual the YouTube link will be off air when he comes on. So
It's all excited. I thought I had a good topic. We'll have to wait if he
we
has
can talk about it if you want. I mean,
I think we need him. I think he's the key to this one.
yeah.
All right. Well, have you guys seen Elon Musk flamethrower?
No, this is awesome. I gotta watch this.
This dude sold $4 million worth of flamethrowers in like 2 days.
How much is it a pop?
500.
It's a Zippo with some Aquanet.
Dude, I should buy this, dude.
I mean,
Did
it looks
you buy one?
badass.
It does look cool.
I'm trying to do the math on that. Is that
It's,
Did you-
I
is there
think
a
video
it's
out of it?
50,000.
2,000 of them?
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Did you buy one, Scott?
No, I mean, if I'm spending $500, I'm buying a comic book.
Should we get Tony one?
That might not
so
be a
you
bad
can defend
idea.
the
In his
wall?
driveway.
Yeah, so he
Defend
doesn't
the
have to
wall.
shovel his driveway.
I live in Florida. That thing would be very useful.
Is there a video of it working anywhere?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Gotta be. Let me see.
It's pretty badass. Like
It's supposedly an airsoft rifle that's been modified to shoot flames.
like how cool is that? I love Elon. He just does some crazy shit.
I mean,
And the funny part is he sold $4 million. That's a lot of $500 guns, man.
Dude, people love him.
Dude, is this even legal in Michigan? Can you even own this technically? I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but it's like, dude, I mean, it didn't, because Zachman lives in Florida, it's gonna be Florida man who fucking burns his house down or some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Not me though.
Not you.
what, not Michigan, man?
No,
I feel like it's gonna be in Ohio, dude.
dude. In Michigan, dude,
All right, Trey Jr.
somebody's gonna walk out in Michigan and try to like roast a deer.
Or California, where they're all starting wildfires with them.
Oh, dude, that'd be hilarious.
They don't buy that shit in California.
No, if it happens in Florida,
Not in California, because you can't even put straws in drinks.
I'm worried about 2 people in Florida having each one of them having one of these things and starting a firefight with each other, literally.
Can we please confirm Paul didn't buy one?
I just want to trim down my comic collection with it.
Dude, Paul, that's how you start your fire pit from now on.
That would be awesome, Paul.
Come
I mean,
out like a
there's so many
boss with your
uses.
flamethrower.
I got this, boys.
That's what Paul's problem written all over it.
I
Well,
feel like
it's
it's a must-have camping accessory.
That's how,
Well,
that's how I'm going to start the grill in the summer and everything.
Right?
My thing is, how do you reload it?
It's got a
What's that
propane tank.
Yeah.
Oh,
The little like the ones that you would use in a blowtorch.
oh,
Camping gas?
Yeah.
They're not the like the ball ones. They're like the long cylinders.
yeah.
Camping gas. The same
Yeah.
ones that like Coleman grill stuff. Yeah.
You know what's gonna be funny? Somebody's gonna make like a big old. Somebody's gonna hook that motherfucker up to like a gas or like one of the
line.
5 gallon
Just a line.
propane tanks or like.
Strap it on his back and go.
No, remember Lethal Weapon 4?
And
This
that
is
happened
gonna-
in real life somewhere too, didn't it?
I don't know. This is gonna end badly. That's all I know.
Somebody's gonna die from this. I know it.
Elon just shrugs at his fucking gold-plated mansion or fucking whatever it is. Just
But
laughs.
what if he's arming us for an impending alien invasion that only kills them with fire?
Well,
Then he's the smartest motherfucker.
yeah.
Well, I'm pretty confident the dude is not from this planet.
That is kind of awesome, though. I kind of really want to buy one.
You know what's great? Like people like complain about something on the Twitter account for like Tesla or something, and he'll like answer and get them like their situation fixed.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
I've read a couple articles where like a customer will complain about this is happening to their car or this is happening there, that, and Elon will get on and say, "All right, I'm going to get to the bottom of this and I'll get back to you," and he does.
It's just the AI that's supposed to represent him.
I mean, it could be.
He's off somewhere else having fun.
We could all drop $50 on it and get one for IndyCon and go play with it somewhere.
that would be kind of dope.
There's gonna be like 8 or 10 of us.
I'm in.
Just shoot it out in the parking lot. Fuck it. The security guard. The security
people-
guard check.
yeah, charge people to shoot it. Make it
That
look
wouldn't be a
good.
bad idea. On the low.
I was more thinking
I'm
we'd
alone.
go play with it out in the sticks of Indiana, but okay.
Just in the parking lot, dude. Just have rip up. Just have like 4 cones and like some caution tape.
I'm confused. Did I see JB's coming to IndyCon?
Yeah, he is.
I did not realize that.
He's being lame and not being cool with us, but he's. I guess I'll give him some love.
Is he doing his
it.
own booth?
No, he's sharing it with the St. Louis Comic Boys.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
That's cool. Yeah.
Don't come trying to cuddle with me at night then.
Dude, we're gonna have like the Jets versus Sharks
Maybe.
battle turf war at IndyCon.
Well, we got a guy from California coming, so that may be the cold ender.
Yeah, we got the Giant.
Fucking MVP.
I like how you guys joke that I'm on the UD's main list and nobody's gonna fucking pay attention to me and be like, oh, that's Sean. Like, I'm on 2 podcasts. Who are you again?
Oh, Sean. It's gonna be good times. I just glad I'm not in the same hotel room or hotel as him.
No. After seeing those videos of Baltimore, I was so glad we made the decision and not.
Yeah. I'm glad he booked his own hotel. I'm like, good.
Oh, yeah.
Is he on his own?
Yeah. Well, he's
not on his own. He's bringing like 3
boys.
friends.
Yeah, he's bringing 3 boys with him, which could be disastrous
It's
or great at the same time.
Dude, I can't share a room with Sean after Baltimore. We were fighting for the bathroom. Too much IPA.
Dude, I don't know what's gonna happen, dude. This IndyCon is like IndyCon's usually like the gentleman's con, right? We don't get crazy. We have like
I'm booking a room.
I know.
Nice.
It's like a steak dinner. We have like a good time. We relax, and Baltimore's kind of a rager. This one,
Well, the issue is we're usually working.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna like not fucking show up. It's gonna be bad. Who's watching your booth? I don't know.
And
Don't worry, I'll handle it.
our boy's not gonna come. I don't think this year.
Who?
Ben C's boy.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah,
didn't reach
Yeah,
out.
he
just to tell you.
He had a bad time last year.
yeah.
All I gotta say is we can't let Mike Z get too wild, man. It'll be bad.
Yeah. What does he have? A gremlin inside of him?
He makes poor choices.
Nice.
Frank the
Not
Tank.
good poor choices. Like runs off places and
Nice.
Can we just get him and Paul and like strap them? Here's what we're
Paul
gonna do.
makes funny dumb choices. Mike ends up in jail dumb
We're-
choices.
We're gonna get a GPS tracker. We'll tag him with the tracker.
Like a Fitbit, dude.
Yeah. No, and we'll get 2 trackers on him just in case he loses one, and we'll get a video camera strapped to him, and we'll just see what happens.
I don't think he's got the navigation system.
He's
His
gonna
odds of jail are 60%.
Dude,
Oh wow.
dude, you know Sean's gonna fuck him up, dude.
No, I don't even know if he can come out drinking. I'm about to put him to bed.
No, don't be that way. We gotta have another Z story. I mean,
Oh God.
So, John, did you guys ever have to get like chained up together when you guys were kids? Like, because one time my wife and I were going through the airport and we saw this couple that had multiple children, but the boys were paired up with each other and they were connected by like it was like some kind of elastic
The leash.
elastic spring thing. Yeah.
No, but my wife, when we went to Mexico, made me put the littlest one on one of those because she was so paranoid about the Cancun airport, which is way cleaned up versus 10 years ago. She's like, they're going to steal our kid.
I thought you were gonna say the cartel, but okay.
Why don't we just chain Sean to John and let the two of them just
Oh,
That would be bad.
because Mike's
That
a
would
big
be-
dude. Mike's a
That
big
would be
dude
a
too.
bar tab.
Oh man, yeah, Mike's no slouch by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I just hope he rebagged his book this year. So
Mike, though, is like,
bringing the spice rack.
yeah, you guys gotta bring a spice rack. I told Sean that Sean's gonna laugh his ass off when he sees
Dude,
it.
that spice rack sells books.
I know, it's fucking crazy. So, I guess we can talk about it. So we're going to Indianapolis Comic-Con. Obviously, most of us. It's the end of March, beginning of April. I believe that's Easter, right?
Yeah, it's like 31st, first.
Yeah. So it's April Fool's. So I'll basically put a bunch of prices on it for April Fools and just laugh at people. But no, it'll be a good time.
we just busting on the spice rack. I had a rogue kid.
Sorry, yes. We want you to bring the spice rack so I can show it to Sean because Sean didn't understand it. I said, yeah, it's like Grandma's spice rack, but it sells books somehow.
It sells
I think
books.
it's a magazine rack, but it's probably Grandma's.
Yeah.
I'm sure I got it at an auction one time.
Yeah, it sells books. And he just laughed. I go,
It
wait,
sells
it was
like
crazy,
$5 and
like-
$10 books like fucking nothing.
We
Yeah,
had
it's
to
just-
keep filling it up.
have they? They haven't announced anybody big, have they?
No, the
Nah,
guest
the
list
list
blows
is
so
pretty
far.
Hmm.
Fucking Rudy.
Did he cancel? Did he cancel last time?
Yeah, he did last time, but he's on the list. There's some Harry Potter fuckers. There's a couple mediocre artists. Nobody crazy. I want to say Jusko.
I don't know.
Joey Jusko?
There's some cool voice actors, but I mean, I don't really care about them. You know, some people from Batman Animated and I think some Animaniacs people. So Steiniger should drive his ass over for the day.
I am gonna.
He says he's
I'll
gonna
drive
come
over
up.
for a day. Yeah, I'll drive over for a day.
I think there were some Animaniacs voice actors, like the
They were there
actual
last.
Animaniacs show.
They were there last year, I think.
No, it was Pinky and the Brain last year.
Oh, is that who it was?
Are you
This year, I
gonna
think
get,
it's the little Animaniac, the third one.
are you gonna get Animaniacs #1 signed or something? Signed?
I already have. Well, I've got a 9/8 Animaniacs #1, but I don't. I'd probably not.
Uh-uh.
But I'll just come over, just hang out with you guys.
That's cool. Hey, we appreciate it. The more the merrier, man. You know how it is.
Is that
I
the one you
haven't
got a
seen.
press
I
pass
haven't
for,
seen
Stein?
any guests worth of crap.
Didn't you get a press pass for that, Stein?
No, for C2E2.
Oh, that's right.
Why are you going to C2E2? I've heard nothing but bad things about it the last 2 years.
I'm tempted to go. I really am. Me and Ben were talking about it. I'm like, it's not
It's-
terrible,
It's
but
turned into a wizard world.
well,
Ugh, I hate Wizard World.
I don't know. I've never been, so and I went ahead and got the press pass. So I was
Dude,
like,
you remember our boy from IndyCon, the one that bought the was going to trade you the Fantastic Four?
yeah.
He went. I ran into him in Kentucky when I was living down there, and I shot the shit with him. He's like, "Oh, fucking C2E2 was the worst shit show he'd been into in a long time."
I heard
the
that.
booths are expensive, right?
Yeah, the booths are expensive, and
So
I heard
parking was a shit show. Booths were expensive.
the
No
pre-orders are
deals
great.
to be had. There's
It's-
all
it's-
fucking celebrities.
Yeah, so Stein, it's not about that. It's about getting if you can get the retailer summit.
I got a ticket for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
then
can.
you're okay.
Those are where you're gonna make your money at, dude. Trust me.
Yeah, I've got a ticket for that. So I am going to go to that if I can. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I heard from numerous people that's where you make your money is the retailer summit.
Who'd you blow to get that?
Yeah, right.
Linguini?
I got connections.
That
Oh,
hog.
No, but actually, I'm trying to. I've been trying to get some lined up, some interviews and stuff with. Like Hughes is there, and so I'm trying to do some stuff for the website. To
Tell him to fucking donate to the goddamn.
Oh,
CBSI.
Mr. Top 10's like, oh shit, this guy makes me money.
No. Tell him to donate to the art thing, the art charity auction.
Oh, that would be sweet,
He fucking always tells me, "Yeah, I'm in," and then at the last minute cancels. God damn it! So
man. That would draw a huge premium.
yeah. So if you could for us, that'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
I mean, he could just sketch something real quick. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, those closed eye side head sketches that he does in like 3 minutes.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'd take one of those.
There's so many of them on eBay.
We're gonna have to put somebody in charge of getting artists at IndyCon besides Tony. He like went and chatted for 3 days and got shit.
You know.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to
poor
send a
guy.
closer.
He did hustle.
I think it's gonna be me and Scott in the booth and Sean and Tony
Yeah.
out looking for deals. So
Sean will be in the shitter most of the time.
Next to Neil Adams.
oh God,
Yeah, we were next to you, Neil.
yeah.
Maybe we can use his towel.
Neil pisses and shits. I've seen him in him at the end of the day every day. He would go.
So yeah, so we got 2 booths this year, so we won't have the cramped space. But I tell you from I guess a little self promotion, we have some great inventory from last year. From if you were gonna go and saw us last year, I think our inventory is 10 times better, probably Scott, right, than last year. I mean,
Definitely, yeah.
it's gonna be crazy.
We've been busy.
Yeah. So,
You guys always have good books, though.
oh my goodness, we just picked. I guess I don't know. I don't want to jump on topics here. I guess it's not even on here, so we'll talk about pickups. We just picked up a Silver Age lot for I guess cheapish that has some filler.
$4 a book.
Yeah, $5 a book. So there's a bunch of fillers, a couple keys here and there. I got to go through it. It's at my house right now. But
Well, I will be blowing out some spec books and shit.
Uh-oh.
I am tired of having too many boxes in the closet. I want to get to a manageable number.
anything
John
good?
Z is tired of cheap books.
What are you
Heard it
holding?
here.
Yeah, what do you got? Anything good?
If it's not $1,000 book, he ain't interested.
Not quite, but no, I'm gonna get rid of some inventory, so I'll be priced to sell.
It's a good time to be selling right now.
You mean price to sell at market?
I don't know.
Price to sell at Indy.
Yeah, dude, we have the cheapest fucking books there by far, and we just laugh at everybody
I'm
else.
pretty much taking my $5 books, put them like 2 for $5 or $2 a pop, and I'm gonna put anything that was below $5 at $1, and anything else is we're gonna get the fuck rid of it.
Well, and then the bigger thing is from this Silver Age lot, I got a buyer who wants to buy the rest of it. I think at least the fillers. So it should be interesting how it goes. So, but okay, is Paul around?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Hey, there he is.
Hey, do we want to
He's
talk?
late.
Can we skip into the new pickups? Because I know Z wants to talk an hour
Yeah,
of his
man.
new
Do
pickups.
whatever you want.
Oh,
Hold on. I just got a good book in today.
oh, did you?
Silver Surfer number 50.
Which one's that one?
The silver foil one with Thanos on the cover.
First, second, third print.
First print. It's a 9.8.
What's
just
that
a-
run you?
It was $50.
Yeah,
That's not
sounds all
bad.
right.
It was it was a book I always had as a kid. I could never find a first print. So it's always been one of those books that I've wanted.
You want to humble brag what you won today?
Oh, yeah, I won the Loesch on the Raz.
Yep.
So that
Good
was
win.
kind of-
Good win.
Yeah, it was kind of a
For
big
what?
deal.
$50?
Yeah, $50.
I'm holding out that I'm going to find one of those in the wild.
You know what? That's where I was at. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to win a Raz because that's probably the only chance I'm gonna get at one.
Yeah.
I've never seen one in the wild.
I haven't either. Maybe in Baltimore this year. That'll be my new book. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think you're gonna find one.
I highly doubt it.
I mean, it barely comes up on eBay.
And at the last con I was at, everything Hughes was overpriced.
Yeah, Hughes is selling, man.
Yep.
He sells.
I just sent in 3 of the was it the Hellboy book that came out, his black and white cover. It's like Krampus style, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I sent those 3 to get graded. So
Nice.
we'll see how that comes out.
Yeah, Hughes is a great seller for us.
Yep. So what about you? Z? Okay, so Z hasn't been on a podcast for like 45 months now.
Yeah.
Let's hear let's hear what you got. Double Western covers, comic clown covers. What do you got?
I think the only westerns I've got have been what you guys have sent me. A couple guys have sent me some westerns randomly.
You should have bought that. You should have bought that art today. I told you. I know it was like $1,000, but it was like Frank Frazetta and like.
It was not Frazetta art. It was a homage to.
Well, still, it's badass.
You can't get a Frazetta napkin sketch for under like $5K.
Yeah, his real paintings are like over $1 million.
No, I know that, but it was like an homage, but it's probably the cheapest you could probably get. And the thing was huge, wasn't it? Z, it was like.
Oh, it's huge, dude. I don't even get to put my books out. My books are in a closet.
You should put it in your living room and see what your wife says about it.
I have some trades that sit on the bookshelf, like I might, have comics, and that's about all as close as I get.
Because it's like, was it Frank Frazetta? Is that Conan, right?
He did some Conan, more of the book covers, not the comic.
What's that picture of though that I sent you this morning?
I don't remember.
Oh,
It
it looked
Conan.
like kind of like Conan. It was badass. So
That's what I enjoyed. What was that? What's the Netflix show? The Toys We Grew Up On.
yeah,
That they inspired He-Man on a Frazetta painting.
yep.
Yeah.
So that was cool shit. So speaking of the man, my best pickup of the quarter that I've been missing is a Frazetta SS of Weird Science Fantasy 29.
Nice.
There are
That was awesome.
approximately 100 SSs from what I hear. 2 signings of 50. Mine may be the lowest grade of any of them, but
On
it's
that
on
book or total?
total. There were 2
Wow.
signings by him from what I've been told and read and CGC researched. I met a guy at IndyCon last year, maybe the year before, that had actually done one of the signings, and he had 5 or 10 of them.
Ooh.
So they're not out there. You see a few on eBay, and usually it's $5K. I've seen a few auctions at 3 or 4.
Wow.
Mind you, most of the books are in higher grade, but a lot of them are moderns or weird shit. There's a few. There's one Vampirella one. There's a couple of the famous funnies, Buck Rogers, but not many. So this one being kind of one of the classic runs, even though it was only a 2.5, was like shit, and I got it for under $1,000. I was happy.
Wow.
So his signature is pretty rare in general. It's not like Stan Lee where he's like signing everything and I'm playing it.
Oh, I mean, he died years ago. No, and he wasn't like a con whore.
Yeah.
So no, for a verified signature is pretty rare, and I don't think he did a lot of just general autographs. Hell, most of his sketches are in private collections. A lot of them the same couple people.
There's
Yeah,
a
and
sign
if you really think
Most
about
of it's his family at this point, honestly.
Yeah, you really think about it. He doesn't really have a whole lot of comic covers.
Mm-mm.
No, he does not have a huge amount of comic work. This is very early stuff. He then went on to mostly book covers. I'd kind of read that companies he would do a painting and they would buy the cover and write a book based on it. Because the artwork would sell it alone. They didn't even care what the story was. He did a lot of Conan covers that they just bought from it. In my mind, he inspired 70s van airbrushed art, all those wonderful things. So, but no, he doesn't have a lot of comics. His first pro work is a comic, so that's kind of cool. Where he busted in the medium.
That was a sweet pickup. Congratulations on it.
Yeah, it was a grail that I didn't think I'd get because I'm like I was not going to drop $4 or $5 grand on it, but at the price point, I will take it, and it will not leave me. So that was my big one. Other things. Bought some random ass shit. I bought a Tank Girl 198, which I thought was cool. I don't know, got obsessed with that one recently. Kind of one of those Copper Age books that there are not a lot of, and is an image you can't go and forget about, the rocket boobs and all. Less than 29.8, so that was cool. I found one of the 2 McFarlane Crow 198 variants.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice book.
Randomly was on Facebook, and somebody posted he had the other one, so that was cool. Bought a couple of ASM 300 Italians, the black cover.
Nice.
Which in my mind is the only one that might be cooler than the original. And is still really cheap in my head. Highest graded is a 9.0 in the census.
Thing is, Americans don't like foreign variants.
No, but I think the appearance on this one will eventually pick up.
We're too American.
I just think the black on black will eventually catch on, I'm not overpaying for them.
What year was that printed in?
No idea. But if I've seen 20 or 25 different versions of it from different different countries. Most of them are, the red with the white, red with black writing, red with blue writing. This one stands out as, okay, that's different. So someday people that have had, all their other copies are going to go,
what do 9.8s go for? Do you know?
There are no 9.8s.
Oh, wow.
The highest graded is a 9.0. There are 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Other Z has one of them.
Oh, wow. Look at him. The other Z.
The motherfucker won an auction one day when I was at work. texts me. He's like, "Are you bidding on anything?" I'm like,
Was that eBay?
"Yeah." So, yeah,
They're
9.0 is the
They're pretty
highest.
cheap. They're pretty cheapish, I guess. I mean, it's not.
I think you got the 9.0 for under 200, and I'm buying them at 40, $50 shipped. The issue is every single one you get is in a fucking bubble mailer from fucking Italy or France.
Yeah.
It's the all black cover, right?
Yeah, you aren't getting a 9.8. Like, you get a 9.4 and you'll fucking piss your pants.
See, these are from Italy, man, and they're right now. I'm looking at a couple of them.
Most of them are $30 shit or $30 in shipping on top of the price.
This is well, yeah. Well, I mean, the price is kind of up there too, but I mean,
yeah. And they are not coming 9.8. Ask Indigo, they don't fucking care about books over there. They smell like smoke. They sit in fucking piles.
They just like to have it, right?
Yeah, it's not a collectible.
Yeah.
well, the problem is it's all black cover on the front, man. I mean, it's just going to show everything.
An all black cover from before they might have been a collectible. At least now, maybe they halfway take it serious, but most of them treat it like a used book.
Is it a black cover on the back too?
No, it's
the back
not.
cover's pretty forgiving, but the front cover is not.
Yeah, I think it's like a white. Let me look back. It's a white cover. It's a black top half corner, like a left corner, and then white on the spine.
The spine ticks are at least your issue. Like sharp corners are tough.
Well, and the color rub on the front. I've seen a lot of them with color rub. It looks like, yeah, the sharp corners are tough too.
I've bought, I think, 5 copies now, and maybe I got one that might be a 9.0.
This is like, and the ones in Italy right now, I'm not gonna. It's like $212 right now.
And yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
When you buy that and you get a 9.0, you still lost money.
Yep.
There's an 8.5 for $350.
Yeah, exactly. People are crazy. I don't know. I think at some point it'll catch on just because people will go, "That's unique." Bought a Starfire 3 9.8, the Darwin Cook, because Darwin Cook's a badass motherfucker.
That was a cheap auction, wasn't it?
What?
That was an auction, right?
Actually, I bought the bin that got listed an hour before the auction ended, and the auction surpassed the bin, so I jumped back and got the bin.
Oh, nice.
There's only 8 of them, and both of them got put up in the same day. I just thought it was weird. The world is weird.
I love low census 9.8s.
When I've been watching for a year and none have popped up, and 2 of them pop up in the same week. Posted that Wolf Gal I bought the other day, which is just a kind of cool good girl cover. I love the red background with the green dress. So, and then other than that, I bought a from our friend Chuck in Denver, a $30 Caliber Presents #1 that came in pretty nice.
Nice.
The once in a great while when he underprices shit.
It happens. You just have to search through all the nonsense.
It happens, but 99% of the time, Tim Walker gets them.
Yeah, he's got alerts on everything.
You got to beat Chuck, and you got to beat Tim.
The Matrix has you.
Yeah, that's the challenge. So that's me.
Nice.
That's some awesome pickups.
Yeah.
Save me a haul video.
I just sent a bunch of books from Stein's article, like that Monocyte #1 from Sinkovich, to get graded. The AVX art germ. I'm gonna try to get that graded too, Stein.
Sweet.
We're gonna see. I don't know, man. It's gonna be iffy. So, but
those are tough.
Yeah, the Monocyte I think legit has a chance at 9.8. So it's all that black cover both sides.
Yeah, but IDW's covers are usually pretty.
They're thick, man.
They're thick. Their stock's pretty thick.
Yeah. So, but no, it's good stuff, Z. I'm glad to have you back, man. Finally. And then I think our man's coming in.
Wait, I forgot about my best pickup. I showed Dino.
Oh.
In honor of Royal Rumble and my children.
It was awesome, dude.
I auctioned one, a WWE magazine, New Day, Third Eye variant 9.8 for like $30 shipped.
Nice. It's all about pancakes, bro.
They saw it. Well, they were freaking coming in doing wrestling intros into our room yesterday, or no, the day before, because Royal Rumble was coming on.
Yes, buddy.
And I had to bust it out because I had bought it and had sitting in a box. I didn't open it, and they're like, "All right," I'm like, "I'm going to show you." They gave me $10 each. Well, my wife $10 each to buy the WWE Network so they could watch Royal Rumble.
Nice.
And after watching them watch Royal Rumble, I would have paid to watch them.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old got picked up from preschool, and he talks to my wife and goes, "Do you like a girl who's mean or one who's nice?" And then goes, "Do you like guys that are mean to people or ones that like pancakes?"
Nice.
And I was like, it was worth every penny I would have paid to watch them watch Royal Rumble.
That reminds me of me back in the day. We used to watch wrestling when I was younger, like the glory years of Hogan and Giant and all that stuff. But God, I watched the Rumble last night, Sunday night. It was okay. I mean,
how the fuck old is Rey Mysterio?
He's old. He's old. His knees are just dirt.
He looked pretty good though for as old as his ass is.
He's still wrestling. He's wrestling down in Mexico and Ray Styles.
He showed up and I'm like, fuck, man, he wrestled when I watched.
Dude, he's been wrestling since he's like 16. It's crazy.
He still had a little pep in his step.
And it had the big news today, this morning, I heard from Dr. Joe on the chat, is WWE signed Ronda Rousey today. So
I didn't get to watch the ladies match, but my kid said something about Ronda.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what she can do. I mean, I know she's a big wrestling fan.
So I haven't watched WWE in frickin' 15
forever.
years.
Yeah.
You know, Goldberg was big then.
Yeah.
I will say that the wrestling is sloppier.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean,
but the stories are better.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the wrestling is because they have it's too high def nowadays, and they have so many camera angles now. It's hard to when you notice something really pretty badly. They miss a spot, they call the spot. You can hear them talking in the ring. It's I think it's the travel, and I think it's the booking of how WWE is right now. Back in the day, Savage.
You didn't see that many moves that were exciting even.
Yeah. Well, everything's been done. I mean, if you want to see exciting moves, honestly, you should watch indie stuff. I mean, the guys come out with crazy stuff, but I mean, there's guys out there who had modified their indie moves because it's too dangerous for like WWE. I mean, the stuff you see in the indies, or what you should really watch is New Japan Pro Wrestling. I saw the Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega match. It was really good. Really good.
Huh. Yeah. I mean, it was a fun watch. I'm not going to lie. It was just, it didn't feel like there was as much technique.
No. I mean, it's kind of watered down,
You didn't see people like the fucking Hitman.
No. If you want to watch stuff like that, watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. They just had Wrestle Kingdom on the first of the year. But I think it's I can hook you up with streams and stuff. It's good stuff.
That Japanese guy had some moves. I'll give him that. I didn't enjoy him, but he had some moves.
That's the kid who came from one of the kids who came from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Nakamura.
Yeah, I mean he had some moves. I'll give him.
Yeah. But that was my wrestling talk, I guess.
I was just excited I could contribute.
No, it's good. That's good. I'm so impressed that you actually bought a New Day, some Bootios, and some pancakes. All good stuff. But
Bootios, man.
So Paul, I don't know, something about baby Goku. What is this, Paul? Is Paul around? Paul muted his mic. Okay, Paul said he can be right back. So he put this link on. It says, "Man is thrilled he can name his kid after Dragon Ball Z Goku." So I don't have kids, obviously. I would love to hear the guys, because I don't know when your guys' relationship. Usually the girls have the say when it comes to the name, but What if your wife came home and was like, "I'm gonna name our kid Goku"?
Then I would say F you.
Oh,
Well,
I
it
mean,
depends. I mean, do you guys share like Dragon Ball cosplay with each other? Because that kind of guy would probably be okay with it. Hence,
he looks definitely nerdy because he's wearing like a Just Saiyan Goku shirt.
he's totally into it.
And he has Dragon Ball Z. Like, I mean, it rivals probably Trey K, but I don't know. She doesn't look very. I don't know. She doesn't look very happy. Yeah, she doesn't.
Well, she
look
told
happy.
him what, a million likes or retweets or whatever the hell it was, and he gets
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, and he got 1.4 million.
Oh, baby Goku.
Yeah, dude.
She should have thought about that number a lot more.
You should have went 10 million. Should have went 10 million. There's not 10 million Dragon Ball Z fans out there. So.
Yeah, what's the name? Goku Sanchez.
Goku Sanchez.
That's his name. It's gonna be the kid's name.
Dude, that's a professional lucha libre wrestler if I ever heard it, dude. Talking like Nacho Libre. He doesn't even need to
Like
change his
naming your kid
name.
Alfred.
My wife almost fell into naming a kid Grayson Richard.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because
Grayson,
she liked the name Grayson, and her grandfather's name was Richard, and she said it one day, and I'm like, yes, and it was too enthusiastic, and I fucking blew it.
God damn it. Grayson's a cool name. That'd be a cool name. Grayson.
So close.
I kind of convinced my wife to let me use my son's middle name, Logan.
That's cool. I thought
I
it
thought you were
was
gonna say Optimus.
yeah, or Bumblebee or some shit. That'd be cool.
So I half jokingly one time said something
Starscream.
about Rodimus.
Wiki.
Starscream. That'd be fun.
Nah, not that bad. I named my animals after Transformers because that's acceptable.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Damn it, Starscream, flush the toilet.
That'd be funny.
Speaking of animals, Lois Lane has not made an appearance today.
Oh,
She's been pretty quiet.
Oh, we had somebody join us.
our buddy. We've been saving this topic for you. I hope
Fucking
you know that.
Devo.
Fucking Devo.
Yeah.
He better tell me that he's been busy rewriting the Crow script.
Says I'm home. Oh, there he is. I see an avatar. Is his mic working? You remember how
We
to
do
plug
not
it?
have audio yet.
That California internet.
Did you just assume his internet?
I'm gonna tweet Elon Musk and see if he can fix the California internet.
All right, I'm gonna grab a beer before we jump on this topic.
Okay, do it up, dude. We'll try to get Devo back on the old mic. Yeah, you know what? I should tweet him right now. Does he answer Instagram too, dude?
I don't know.
I
But
should
like
tweet him.
after the Puerto Rico thing with the power company,
Yeah,
he tweets them. He's like, "Yo, I'll get your shit up and running in 60 days."
yeah, and he did it.
Yeah.
What's up, folks?
My man.
Hey.
Fucking Devo.
You wouldn't believe what it took to get in here. I was like, okay, where's the headphones? And then I find them, they like hid them in a drawer, and then they're all knotted up. So I have one in my ear. I'm like, where's the microphone? Son of a bitch.
Are you stuck 3 inches from your computer because you can't get up?
Oh my god. Calamity time.
So we really haven't talked about our topic because we were waiting for you, obviously.
So you've only been on for 10 minutes then. That's
pretty much. So we
We've got a lot of Paul's problems.
yeah, we got to get to Paul's problems. Paul, don't let me forget about Paul's problems. So
He doesn't.
video game crossover comic spec. Here
Yeah.
we go.
That was an interesting subject. Yeah, it's fun.
So I did. So we haven't talked about it. Z brought up: has there been any video games that were comics or comics that went to video games? So I posted a link. I'll put it in the chat so people can see it. But I don't know how scientific it is. But
I mean, it's a fun one.
I mean, do you want to start it off, or do you want me to start it off? I guess.
Yeah, start off.
Okay.
Capture my thoughts.
Okay. So basically, let me post this in the old YouTube chat. Okay. So basically, some guy asked a question before Z did back in like 2014, like what's the earliest video game that became a comic and vice versa. the list of comics when it does video games, the earliest one cited was Atari Force from 1982.
Oh.
But wait a second. That was used to promote video games, so there wasn't actually an Atari Force video game itself. The next oldest one on the list, which is he says is kind of weird.
Is it Nintendo Preview?
Nope. He said Double Dragon, the comic from 91.
Was that before? No, I mean there was.
Oh, here we go.
What is this?
I said
Well,
it
it
was-
had to be that Valiant shit, didn't it?
I said it wasn't legit. Okay.
What is this link you sent? Do you know?
Yeah, this is Bobo.
Yeah, what
This
the
is
fuck?
Bobo Link.
Because wouldn't you count that Acclaim comic like the Link one or the Super Mario 3? Wouldn't
Yeah,
that be before it?
like 89, I think they came out.
Yeah, they're before Double Dragon, I think.
Well, like Adventure of Game Pro, 1990. I mean, I don't. Again, this is back in 2014, so I mean, maybe he didn't have internet or something. I don't know.
Huh.
Internet was scarce in 2014.
Yeah. I mean, Earthworm Jim, right? 95. I mean,
Legend of Zelda by Valiant was 90.
Okay.
I'm looking for the preview one with Mario, which is supposedly the first.
here's a link that from comicbookdb.com that has a bunch of video games on it, but
If I have to go bust out my slab in the back, I will, but I'm sure I can find it on eBay.
do you think it's Nintendo Power?
No, it's not Nintendo Power. It's Valiant's Nintendo preview with a yellow cover and Mario on it.
I mean,
And I think it's 89.
I mean, regardless, if you look at this category, there's some pretty strong comics. I mean, you can start with Tomb Raider. You know, that one back and forth between. I mean, how many great covers are there for Tomb Raider?
That was 90. I'm sorry. The yellow cut, the special edition. The Acclaim Valiant.
Oh, for
Super Mario Brothers.
yeah, Super Mario.
Yeah, I think it was 90. The all yellow color, right? Z.
Yeah, 1990. That's the first one because Valiant had the first rights to Nintendo, so that's the first one I know of.
What's the book that you have, that Malibu comic that you have the original art for?
That's a Prime Ultraverse.
And that came with what, Sega CD, which was
that's after that.
90.
But that was a comic based on a game that actually sort of got released.
He said Blip. I don't know. Brian McKay said Blip. Blip was 83 from Marvel.
Wasn't Blip a magazine though?
That was
yeah, it's a comic-sized magazine about video games.
Yeah, I thought
Each issue contains a 6-page comic. It started with Donkey Kong was number 1. So I don't know. I mean,
the whole thing that got me thinking about this is like kids don't have nostalgia about TV like we do. They have it about video games.
Sure.
So if you're going to buy things that are collectible, it might be video games. Well, video games themselves, but maybe items related to the games.
No, absolutely. I mean, a bug that I got hit with is the wanting to get like a Nintendo Power 1. I know it's not a comic, but it's an extension of, you know, they do great. CGC does grade them, but it's an extension of my hobby meeting an older hobby, you know, for that very reason. And I do want that Super Mario Valiant and that Link Valiant. I mean, those are books that I would love to have, but just, you know, taps into your nostalgia.
yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat, dude. I mean, I try to find video games that are, you know, that are cool, you know. And then the bigger thing was specking on video games that could become comics, you know.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, there's a lot.
Well,
I mean, I think that Days Gone is going to could be a good comic because it's like Last of Us kind of. It's like a bounty hunter who goes through like a apocalyptic world. So,
I mean, look at Last of Us. That first comic. That's still a pretty pricey book.
well, and look at Rick and Morty homage to Last of Us. That's a pretty pricey book, I think, too. Right?
Yeah, it's $100. I just posted that with my haul yesterday.
Well, I was trying to think, like, you know, we're always worried about what happens when we get old and nobody wants to buy shit. What are people that are 10 years younger than us buying?
You know, everything comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the 10-year? 10? Yeah, I mean,
10-year rule. Yeah.
I mean, Uncharted's pretty hot right now, and those comics, like that variant, that Adam Hughes variant, could be a massive beast in 5-10 years. If that franchise continues, which is such a strong, it's like the number 3 video game franchise. Why would they stop?
Those are good games.
Yeah,
They're fantastic games. Yeah, you don't get those on Xbox.
and it's simple too. You know what I'm saying? It's simplistic almost. It's like a bunch of puzzle games and stuff like that. It's not like
I mean, you look at like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat; those keep having comics come out every now and then. Like Udon's still putting out all the Street Fighter stuff.
Yeah,
and they're pretty good. I mean, I love a lot of those covers.
Udon, you know what? Udon's underrated, man. That Black Panther cover is pretty badass. He has too.
Didn't somebody? What's the article on the covers that should be made? Wasn't there a Street Fighter one this week? The Blanca.
Oh, there was a Blanca. Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
What am I pumping and dumping? What are you talking about?
You got one of them Udons.
Do I? I thought I sold it, dude. Did I sell it?
Did you? I think we still have it.
Do you? Oh, okay. I'm not trying to pump it up. I got it for cheap. I mean, I don't care.
You forget everything you buy.
I don't even know. You know what's funny? At your house, I don't even know what I have. I'm just like, oh, okay.
If you talk to like Tim Walker, he'll tell you how much he makes on Deus Ex.
Oh yeah, he loves that book.
I mean, he keeps digging them up, and they're impossible to find. But each one of them sells for like Deus Ex
or Deus Ex. It's DUSEX.
Yeah. Each one like a set sells for like $100 and something.
I don't know where he finds them. Not leaving his house, but
And like for a time, wizard. He is a wizard. For a time, Ratchet and Clank was really expensive too.
Well, some people go for those early Sonics too.
Well, the original Sonic, that first comic that came with the Genesis, and then you can find like the thinner paper versions.
Man, I regret I had a PGX fucking 99 of the Sonic newsprint one.
Oh my god.
Sold that way too early.
Yeah, because he has a movie coming out too.
Sega.
You need the little Twilight Capcom logo before it.
We were talking about Capcom games before you. We were talking about Monster Hunter World, but we just spent like half an hour talking about that. But
yeah, I'll tell you which game I'm gambling on myself is fucking Injustice, just because it was hot for a while. I mean, the game itself is up and down, but it's related to DC characters. It was a low print run.
Have you guys watched?
You try to find that 1 in 25 is a motherfucker.
No, totally. And have you watched the cutscenes from the video games?
Yeah, they're good, man.
It's really good. It's one of the
somebody compiled those.
Yeah,
the story itself, like if you read the comics, is good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I stopped at year 5 just because I like them in the trades, but I plan on picking up the next couple sessions. And it's what that book's been going for at least 5 years.
I have 1 through 10, the original 1 through 10. And then I think most of the variants except for number 1.
I've found 3 of the variants in 2.5 years of watching eBay, looking at every lot, looking at anything, looking anywhere I can.
Do you have any graded?
No, they're not gradable. I bought a 9.6. I lied. I bought one that was a 9.6. The rest of them are like gamers got them or comic, just not collectors.
Yeah, where do they go? That's the question. I mean,
like they're beat. I just bought today a 3rd print, the sketch cover version 9.8.
Like when those books came out, they were pretty hot though. That book jumped up to like a $30 book, like by week 2.
It was the first print. Nobody was even talking about the variant.
No, they weren't, which is interesting. I don't think a lot of people knew.
9.8 of the first print go up in years. I've been looking. I'd buy it. I've not seen one listed in 2 years.
What, is that Injustice or what are you talking about? I'm sorry. Injustice.
Not a single fucking copy.
People are weird like that. Injustice is a good game too. I don't.
I think it's in fucking collections.
Yeah. Could you imagine if they did an actual movie that was based on Injustice?
I don't even know if they could do it justice.
Probably not. There's too many characters. They wouldn't be able to balance it.
Too much violence. The story is in depth.
We got a glimpse of that, I thought, in Batman versus Superman too, though.
Is that Ultra Maximus?
Yes, it is. What's
What's up, dude?
There's more people on the podcast than listening to the podcast, I think.
The listeners are on the podcast.
Well, I was one of your listeners. So
There's
yeah.
8 of us on the podcast and 14 total listeners. So yeah, there's less people listening.
Nice.
Does it count when it counts when we pull it up, right? We're one of the ones that are watching.
No,
We're negative, you're saying, Paul?
Didn't we get a glimpse of like Injustice style Superman in that little whatever you want to call it, the little dream sequence that Bruce Wayne had in Batman vs Superman?
A little bit. They were
A little
playing
bit,
with
yeah.
it.
I tend to forget about that movie in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I don't read a ton of stories, but I read that whole thing and was enthralled for the 5 years I read. I don't know what Injustice 2 kind of did to jump off, but I plan on catching up with it.
It actually kind of reminds me of Injustice is essentially DC's. I know Elseworld is probably more logical, but like the Age of Apocalypse for Marvel, it was absolutely my favorite Marvel storyline of all time. Just because they were able to play with characters and kind of change their I mean, that in that series, that was like when Iceman was actually like pretty powerful because he didn't hold back. He can he would like manifest himself, like put himself into people's bodies and ice out of them. Yeah, it was pretty cool stuff. So it's kind of like what, DC's doing with Injustice, where you just get to like, you don't have all those constraints you have to keep characters to. So you get to play with their powers a little bit more.
Wish they had better artists, but other than that,
yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, the downside and the positive side is that the print run's probably really tiny on those books.
no, but somebody must be buying them because they keep fucking running them.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure there's some other ones that I don't play enough video games modern, but I'm sure there's some cool shit out there that Walker is buying and the rest of us aren't thinking about.
Yeah, he posted there was some book to some video game that he posted that was like a number 4 issue and sells for like $80.
The Dark Souls ones used to be pretty expensive, but I don't know if they've dropped off or not. Like the GameStop variants, I think were pretty expensive too, like Dark Souls. And there's a lot of people last year at IndieCon were asking me about video game comics, dude. Really, like you got any Dark Soul comics? I'm like, no, bro.
Did GameStop stop doing variants?
No, they're kind of still doing them, but they do them sporadically. So like right now, probably right now, you can still go into your GameStop and ask them for the Marvel versus Capcom variant. It was like there's no set run to it. It's just like the custom edition.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, that's a great game. That's actually one of my favorite game franchises. But yeah, it's like they'll just give it to you for free.
Yeah, I wonder how many back orders are at my local GameStop. I wonder if anybody actually buys them.
What, for to buy the comics?
Yeah, the comics.
Yeah, I mean, the ones to get are the ones you have to buy with your points. Like, I keep hoping that those show up in, like, stores, but they never pop up.
Yeah. Those points are ridiculous, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you price it out, it costs probably like $100.
Yeah.
Did you guys mention the Gears of War comic series? And they had like it was from Wildstorm. It was like the same year as like Ratchet and Clank came out.
Yeah.
And there's like
2000, I think, probably, right?
Something like that. I don't know. There was like a video game cover, like retailer incentive variants that are really hard to find.
Look at you. I like that.
There's some newsstand ones that go for big bucks too.
Yeah, some newsstand, some of that stuff. It was when DC first bought Wildstorm, so it's got like that weird that weird cover. That's
Yeah,
like
it even cuts over
plastic.
to DC, I think, like the last couple issues, like 16, 17, or
Yeah, just looking at them, I mean, a lot of the Gears of Wars, like the variants, the more recent one, the one that just came out a couple weeks ago, they're now like $20 each.
Yeah, so
I mean,
somebody's
it's-
buying them.
I mean, that's not crazy, but you know, I mean,
You can find those in a dollar bin.
oh yeah, like because retailers probably put them up even with the back, like the standard issues. But even like recently, like Sony announced solid Metal Gear Solid. I can't even say it. So people were all specking on that book.
Is that
Some
a
of those
comic?
books. Yeah, it was they did a comic run. IDW did I think Steve Niles did it.
Okay.
So the covers are like his style, you know.
I can't believe honestly games like that. I can't believe they haven't done like a bigger comic book series or something. Like, what do you think there's going to be a comic book game that has going to be like a series? Like, I'm not going to say like Walking Dead where it's like 800 issues, but I mean,
like ongoing for a while. I mean,
yeah.
well,
I mean, we said
you-
Street
Tomb
Fighter.
Raider's probably your biggest one.
Tomb Raider's. I don't know if it's around
Street
right now,
Street
but
Fighter doesn't count, I guess.
No, but Tomb Raider did what, 50 issues?
Yeah, I think so.
Sonic do over 100.
I suppose Injustice, I don't count that because that's a really like more of a Elseworlds, like you said. It's not really a true video game, but
Sonic did like 100, I guess, but
did Sonic get that high?
Mega Man's into the 300s, I think, right now.
No way.
Yeah,
It is not in 300s.
I think. I think it's high. Let me see.
You're right. It's had a lot of publishers, a lot of runs.
Okay, 2011, it was hit 48. So let's see what it is. Mega Man 2018.
Brian McKay says Maximum Carnage.
Oh, that's
that
a
game
cool
was
book.
good.
But that's not. That's a book about a video. That box set's cool though.
The box set's cool.
But it's almost like a dual collector item. Are you buying it for the game and you get a comic? You buy it for the comic and get a game.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, I'm looking at Mega Man comics.
What other games came with comics?
Newer games or just games in general?
I
Well,
don't know. In general, I don't know.
who did that mini comic post a while back? There's a bunch of games that came with mini comics. There's not many that came with full size comics, except with the exception of this most recent like GameStop.
Yeah, the games
Marvel versus Capcom custom edition. I mean, that was a comic that was a promo for the game.
Dark Souls. They had comics for Dark Souls too, and then they had comics for. Castlevania had a comic. I mean,
Yeah, that was a badass cover you showed.
yeah, the Belmont Legacy. That's Stein. That was in Stein's article. That's a hard to find book, man. So
Yeah, that is that skull one. That's pretty sweet.
yeah, I bet it's hard for a 9.8 too. I mean, it's not all black cover, obviously, but I mean, who's buying Castlevania Belmont Legacy and who's not beating them around? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wouldn't even think to look for it.
yeah, what is it like 2000 Z or Stein?
I can't remember when that came out.
Let me look. Let me find it.
You did find it though, right?
I don't think I have yet. I don't think I did. I think I looked at one. I looked at it. I was like, just say, you know. 2005 March. That's when it came out. March 30th.
Man, that's when shit is hard to find.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember I was gonna say Killer Instinct came out with something, but that came with the CD.
I can't find my Prime fucking comic, dude. I bought that.
The Sega CD.
I bought that copy. No, it's not in the manual. It's a separate fucking item.
So it wasn't in there?
No.
Oh, dang. And that
I
game
missed a sealed one. That's probably what I needed.
Yeah, weren't we talking about that?
Mentioned it, but like we assumed it was in the manual. It's not. It's a separate comic.
There's an Adventures of Sly Cooper 2, which is a promo comic that's worth like $60-$50.
And I'm also looking at a Activision X-Men Legends comic, which is a reprint of Ultimate X-Men #1.
Yeah. Is that the mini? Because they had some minis for that.
Yeah, I think it is good. Man, X-Men Legends for PlayStation, that was a game that I could just play for hours on end, stay up late.
Didn't one of the recent Spider-Man games come with a comic? Not recent, but like more recent than Carnage.
I can't remember. I actually have that Ultimate Spider-Man video game for PS2. I can't remember if that came with a comic or not, though. But I got like the limited edition one with the slip case and stuff like that.
Well, Injustice came with the comic. It's actually the same cover as the 1 in 25, but it's got the Warner Brothers logo, and it's pretty common, but it's a full size. But I think it was like a pre-order thing.
I mean, the Uncharted Adam Hughes variant is probably the most expensive video game based comic.
What's that one, Ron?
Yeah, it dropped. It was going for about $400 at one point.
A 9.8?
No, just raw.
I don't think there is a 9.8.
Yeah, when I was looking at it, it was probably about a year ago, but it was up to like $450.
I still think that Nintendo Valiant is underpriced. You can find some copies, but not many nice ones. I don't know if there's much above a 9.2 in the census. Like when I say not much above, like 1 or 2.
There's one Uncharted variant listed on eBay. None have sold recently, but it's VF near mint, and they want $327
From Canada.
from Canada.
Okay.
So there's 3 used on it.
Added Jackson for shipping. So it's gonna be good times.
Yeah, I put that in. That was like one of my very first ghost hunting articles. I had that in.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot about one. This is where I was trying to get at is the Delato, the Marvel Unlimited mini comic.
Oh yeah. Where is that? Let's find that mini comic.
That one is I got a bunch of them early on and sold them, and I regret it because that is more rare than I thought it was.
Why is Trey crying in the background?
Yeah, because Valiant got sold.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, did you guys talk about that?
No, I didn't want to crap on UD because I think that UD's been hurting.
Unless you got some inside info.
Well, I mean, DMG was a part of the part of it the whole time. They had a small stake in it, anyways. Because they wanted to bring, have that stuff available for a Chinese audience. So now they're just taking 100% of it. So I don't know what that means for everything in general. I mean, I know Bloodshot's probably still going forward. So
I would more worry about the quality of the comic. You almost have to worry about the Disney Marvel thing where the movies become the product and the comic becomes inconsequential.
You never know how it irons out. So it could potentially work where Dinesh and whoever, they remain over the comic book for seeing it, but DMG is just the parent company.
And I think that's probably what happened, to be honest with you. I mean,
they're not here, so they're not here to do the deals and work with the studios and do all the publishing. So I'm sure he's still heavily involved.
Or they just make it for a Chinese audience and say, screw the Americans.
No, I don't think so. I think they just want it was probably a rights conflict where there's too many cooks in the kitchen, probably, and just probably streamlined everything.
Well, they probably, and Dinesh probably cut down. I mean, it could be, Dinesh is an entrepreneur, whether you like it or not. He could have cut down some of his stocks to venture into something else too.
Yeah.
It's still
him and 2 other people stepped down.
Yeah.
From what I read.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing in this industry is that everyone is trying to grab not just a comic book, but an entire publishing arm. So everyone's looking around, and Boom's gone, and IDW's gone, and then you have Skybound's gone, DC, Marvel, those are long gone. So Valiant's kind of like the last like cash grab, the last grab for some ownership of a franchise.
Yeah, because Boom's not you're not going to buy Boom, or Skybound's not going to go any. Kirkman's not.
Yeah,
gonna
they're set.
Skybound.
Yeah, they're not. They have their deals in place. Like who
You always got Zenoscope.
it's not it's actually not a terrible idea, but the problem is
entertainment buys.
The problem is what their subject matter is public. They're public, it's open public rights. They're popular characters that no one can own. So it's kind of a hard franchise to jump on. Like, you can't make an Alice in Wonderland movie,
Yeah, a sexy Alice in Wonderland movie,
right? I mean, I guess if Cinemax was still around, you could really
after 2, but before 4. Don't worry, I didn't check that out too.
They'd be like, "Hey parents, this is Z rated. What is Z? What does Z rated mean?"
Oh God,
I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
that means
Z was watched after a couple of beers.
If you have to ask.
That's right.
Right.
You can't afford it. Oh, that's good times.
I mean, people talk about. I mean, Zenoscope's someone that a lot of people don't talk about, but they have a lot. They sell a lot of books, and their variants.
All fucking be sad in 15 years when Zenoscope's where all the money is.
I mean, their variants are worth a lot of money.
We know a guy who has a bunch of them. Z.
Who's that?
That one dude where we went down.
Oh yeah.
He probably won't give them up cheaply, but whatever.
There's some really good Campbell covers in Zenoscope.
There is.
Yeah.
They're good money too, man.
There's some good art germ ones too.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Paul Green covers for Zenoscope.
Stein, do you collect those? The Zenoscope art germ ones?
I have them.
I mean, there's only 2. There's like 2
okay.
or 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not many.
Oz.
Yeah.
The Oz
He
with
keeps
the
them
tornado.
in a box, way in the back.
That's my masturbating box.
The sticky pages box.
A big X on the box. Yeah, you don't open that.
I tell you what, a comic that I am surprised nobody's buying the rights to that could be an interesting movie. It would need some tweaking. Magnus Robot Fighter strikes me as interesting for the time, where technology is kind of really catching up to man, and
But what does he do? He fights robots.
Did you read the new one where they made the female version and she's a shrink? I don't know. I just feel like it's a timely piece of sci-fi that is catching up to the world.
Mm-hmm.
It would need some revamping, but it would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the Valiant stuff is going to get interesting.
I only really care about Rye.
What do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I have my own interpretations, but I probably can't talk about them. Okay. I expressed them to my boss. It's hard. It could be
Let's just
great.
ask, are you buying Valiant?
I don't own any Valiant books.
Actually,
no, I have one. I have that Ninjak Marguerite cover somewhere in my boxes. The one that's going for like $60 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have that one somewhere, but I haven't dug it out yet.
The other last week.
And I mean, sometimes when I find them in the dollar bin, some of the like 1 in 30s, 1 in 50s, yeah, I grab them, but I put them up like right away. I mean, I love grabbing those books. It's actually like Rick and Morty. Like, I love buying those books because there's no emotional attachment to them, so they're easy to sell. But when I buy like a variant, like a Campbell variant, even when I know I intend to sell them, it's still hard to let some of those go. So like Valiant books are nice slits for me because I can just let them go.
I'm gonna piss Trey off here, but probably at some point in the near future, I'm gonna break down and buy a Rye 098 just because in my head that was the coolest cover when I was a kid.
Well, you have nostalgia for that, it's
And,
not
I meant to buy a 98 when I got into collecting, and it was like $50. I'm like, well, that's stupid. Now they're $120, and I should have just bought it when they were $50.
Turok was one of the first comics I bought.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh man, Turok was the shit.
That foil logo.
Uh-huh.
I just Turok Gold.
I didn't even realize there was a gold edition until like a month ago.
The comic shop that I worked at actually had a stack of them, and they went into the dollar bins.
Oh.
I've got a gold one or two that my brother fished out of the dollar bins.
I mean, I kind of hunt down some of those old variants. The variants that I wanted when I was a kid. Like there was the Max Glow in the Dark edition. That was like you could only order that from a magazine. And I remember someone showing me it and I wanted it. And then there was like Darker Image. There was the Platinum variant. And I really wanted that. So I found that recently.
That's a book I'm after too.
I just gave one of my kids a Ghost Rider 15 Glow in the Dark, and you thought his mind was fucking blown.
I love that book.
There's a Venom Glow in the Dark. I forget what number it is, but it just shows his big old teeth in his tongue, and like, it's a really cool Glow in the Dark cover too. But no one ever really talks about that one.
There's a Ghost Rider, I think it's 2099 with the Vengeance character with the Glow in the Dark that is pretty badass.
They need to bring Glow in the Dark back, maybe.
Yeah, it's a gimmick they haven't brought back.
Glow in the Dark Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Get Dinesh on the phone, man. He pushed out on that Ultimate Variant Valiant comic.
Oh, there wasn't a Glow in the Dark version?
No fucking Glow in the Dark. I want my money back.
Bullshit.
No GID?
They just had that Glow in the Dark Dead Man by Neil Adams cover.
Yeah, I got one of them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Valiant, it's gonna be interesting.
I would move on from this, but I don't think is Paul, are you around? I know he had a meltdown.
He had
that
kid.
was his kid crying.
Maybe his problem is his kids this week.
I just untangled my headphones.
Your regularly scheduled Paul's problem has been preempted by a currently happening Paul's problem.
Yeah. So there's poop everywhere.
It looks like the scene from Dumb and Dumber 2.
The baby has the monkey fist.
Oh, God.
Oh, I've been there.
The monkey
I had
fist.
a 5-year-old run down during the podcast when I jumped out a minute ago. So
Yeah, man, I don't want to know what happens in your sex life, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know what monkey fisting is in the West Coast.
Yeah.
If you had kids and you said sex life in the same sentence, you would just get laughed out of the room.
Yeah.
the irony.
Should I be brave and look at what monkey fisting is on Urban Dictionary? Why not? Why not? Let's do it. We got some time to burn. Let's do it. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm going to take this journey with you. I'm gonna look
Oh
at it.
God, it's gonna be awesome.
It's on your browser, not mine.
Now,
Oh,
is it monkey fist or monkey fisting?
Monkey fisting, because there's a thing for it. Here we go. Ready? Should we edit this out? This is probably bad, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, it's
So
not
it's-
blue waffle bad, I hope.
No, it's the act of shitting in one's hand and making a fist, then proceeding to shove one's fist in the partner's rectum.
Oh,
Oh my!
Chad and I enjoyed a good monkey fisting every night.
Just trying to boost your immune system.
Yeah, I think that's how you get pink eye.
Pink eye. Whoa.
Paul, hurry up.
There's a couple of good ones. We can go. There's only two more. Okay, there's two more. The other part is waving one's clenched fist around in the air, usually down while pissed off, while screaming, yelling at someone or something, thus appearing to be an angry monkey, which is kind of weird.
Now you got to tie it into comics, though.
I don't
What's the
yeah.
connection?
I don't know. And then the other one is when a guy is so old that his balls hang low enough to drag on the ground like a monkey's whose knuckles are just dragging behind him as he walks. Another
like
phrase
that
for
one
old
better.
balls.
Oh, boy.
Hi, you're 21, man. Your balls are so monkey fisting.
The only monkey comic I know of is the Inhumans. And
So are you okay over there? Did you divert a nuclear crisis?
no, just kids screaming. My daughter never wants to go to bed, and just
You giving the Macho Man Randy Savage elbow from the top rope? That's what I do.
yeah. I need to get a white sound machine, something.
Did you? Okay, so since you're back, and I don't know if we're gonna end this soon, but you want to do a Paul's problem?
Yeah, let me dust off the old notebook.
Oh God.
Man, this is another throwback story. I think I promised it a podcast or two ago, but anyway, when I was younger, my brother and I used to go out to my grandma's house all the time, and I just didn't want to be there one day, or I was done being there, whatever. I wanted to go home so fucking bad that I thought a stranger would take me home, no problem.
Oh God.
So I was thinking, how can I get a stranger to take me home? All right, I'm gonna go out by the road, and I'm gonna throw a crab apple from Grandma's crab apple tree at the side of a car as hard as I can, and they're gonna take me home. So a couple cars go by. I'm battling with my conscience. I'm like, I shouldn't. I'm like, nah, what am I doing? Like, come on. My brother's on the other side of the road. So I'm like, yeah, we'll just say that I meant to throw it to you if it goes south. And so I finally give up the courage to hit this one car, and I just nail the passenger side door. And car stops, and then these white lights come on in the back, and that's how I learned what the reverse lights mean and what they do. Was then the car backed up and pulled into the driveway. Immediate regret. The second time in my life that I've ever run the fastest I've ever ran. Ran way back.
Or at all.
I had no armpit hair, so my arms were just gliding like Crisco butter in there, just so fast, just running like fuck. And I was hiding in the backyard behind this big mound of sand or dirt or whatever the fuck. And then I got curious because it was too quiet, and I popped my head out, and the old guy was like, "There he is." Fuck. So I walk all over the driveway, all ashamed, and it's this old couple. And they're all embellishing the story, and he's like, the whole car rocked when that thing hit us, and if my wife was driving, we would have hit a tree, and blah blah blah. So they finally left, and then my grandma just like gave me a light smack on the ass with a ruler, and that was the end of it. But that was my smart idea of how to get home from Grandma's house that one day.
Unreal.
These days, who knows what would have happened to me?
You probably would
You'd
have
be
been
called
shot.
a terrorist.
Yeah, no kidding.
In Detroit, man, you definitely would have been shot.
Elder abuse.
No, you would have got shot in Philly.
Well, we know that old person would have been able to catch you because you couldn't have outran them.
Yeah. That's true. Who knows how many sex offenders drove by, right? Before I picked the old person.
Can you? I love that. Like
Scott's trying to run it through his head. Like, can you take me home? What the fuck?
not only like you wanted somebody to do your favor, so you thought throwing apples at their car was gonna do it.
It's like they'll stop. Like, yeah, they stopped. All right.
Let's scare the shit out of them. They'll love to take us out.
They'll take me home out of fear. I'll sit there with a handful of apples. They'll stop.
It's good stuff.
Cross that one off the list.
How old were you?
I don't know.
12.
Yesterday, last weekend.
Oh, God. No, Paul, I'm kind of sad you're not going to Indy with us.
Yeah, I know.
You're not coming to Indy?
No, I put all my chips on Baltimore.
Oh.
Well, Paul, at least you didn't monkey fist to get the car to slow down.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't learn what monkey fisting was that day.
You could have.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody monkey fist.
I don't know if it's a spectator sport.
But I feel like if you're monkey fisting, you want people to see it. That's something you don't do that and not get the recognition for it.
It is probably it's like one of those animal things we have.
I'm pretty sure that's on the dark web.
Then, do you think someone like asks for it? Monkey fist me.
I mean, I'm sure people pay girls to do it.
It exists. So someone said, "Hey, what should we call this? This thing
I
that we're
really-
doing right now."
Yeah, it's kind of like the old Dave Chappelle joke when he talks about when they have crime people like CSI guys, like detectives, go to like a scene and there's like semen. Like, do you find it or do you go about looking for it? Like oh, he splooged under the oven or the oven. Like,
Used to work at an old folks home, and this guy in the dementia unit, we left the door to the kitchen open, and he went in there and just shat in a coffee cup and all over the floor and whatnot.
Yeah, but who hasn't done that?
I mean, seriously, that's a typical Saturday night. Okay,
It's true. That was I don't know what to call that. Look it up, Dino.
I don't want to.
One,
maybe
one dude, one cup.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Dude,
That fucking video, man.
it's
The best is like watching. Like, have you ever watched Google videos of people's reaction to watching that?
oh yeah.
Oh, that's the greatest.
There's one like where this guy I was showing like his grandma, and it was pretty. He was like, just watch this. She's like, what are you doing? What are they doing?
Maybe he was trying to go home.
No,
Yeah, Grandma will never want me back again now.
so maybe how Paul's has problems. Maybe Dino can have his Urban Dictionary look up.
Oh man.
That could be a whole episode.
Dino's dictionary and just the wrong dictionary. Oh God.
Dino's dictionary.
Did I have a random word day? No wonder. I haven't been on this. Oh, trending words. Oh, I don't really want to know what all this means.
Sometimes you don't want to ask those questions, Dino.
Grandma's reaction to Two Girls, One Cup. 260,208 views.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I think we went on 3 hours, boys.
Yeah, we're making up for lost time. Jesus.
No kidding.
2.5.
Anybody else got anything to say? I guess. I think we covered everything. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Ben,
I'm sorry.
Ben,
No.
you got your
Yeah.
what's that Beckett news, man? He's posted something somewhere, I thought.
Oh yeah, somebody asked me a question about that. I'll just do it real quick. And so I posted on the CBCS forum, and Steve Ricketts, who's I guess their presser. Is that who that is?
I thought he didn't own it.
I don't know. Anyway, he popped on, and this is what he said. And because there basically has been, I know people have been saying that their orders have been sitting there for like 6 months. All he said was, "Oh yeah, it's terrible."
Wait. I think it's CBCS. Sorry.
Yeah, CBCS, not CGC. CBCS.
Yep.
He said not to be a cheerleader, but I'll say this: hang tight. The changes are coming. Big changes are coming. I know what's coming, and I'm very excited. It's going to be an awesome ride. I have no idea what that means.
That means he's getting paid out.
He
Yeah.
is. I'm going to clarify. He is the presser for CBCS head presser.
Yeah, and he followed that up with several comments about, I could have taken or if I didn't believe in this, I would have already taken pressing jobs from somewhere else. Because I know, like I said, I know I've not sent anything to them in a while because I'm not waiting 6 months for my books to come back. But I don't know. Hopefully that means something big, and big changes are coming for CBCS.
A new label.
Well, I mean, has he established himself as a presser? Not really. There are no damn books coming out.
Well, the other
Honestly,
thing too.
I don't care about any of that until they get fucking caught up and start making their deadlines.
Well, that's the other thing. So, like, there's a post on CBCS's
You
comics.
could send in books now, and they're 2 labels away.
Well, yeah. So they have a Facebook post literally a year ago talking about how they are announcing in-house pressing with Steve Ricketts, and one of the first comments a year ago was, "Doubt I'll use CBCS for a while, if ever. Submitted books back in September. Granted, this is last year, and was just told I won't get them till March." And that was a year ago.
My books have been in there since September. Still in processing.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Well, September we did have a hurricane hit Florida, so
But it
A
hit.
little bit.
Yeah, but
That's a 2-day delay.
Yeah, CGC's right up the street from CBCS, so it's not.
I'll give you a month.
There was no damage. That's a 3-day delay. People were out of town.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully for people who do like CBCS, hopefully that will be a, I don't know. Hopefully whatever they're doing, they get it together quick, because people are just going to stop sending stuff to them.
After my experience, I don't really want to deal with them.
Yeah, they have to basically rebuild the brand. Before it was, it could be a smooth transfer. Like, all right, let's get the show on the road, and now
They
it's
had a
just like,
shot after Slabgate to do something, and they blew it.
Yeah, but I don't know. So, anyways, I just got that response directly from them, so I thought
Their turn times are worse than CGC before they came about.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, what they need to do is stop taking books in for a month. I don't know if it's fiscally possible, but I mean, that's the only way they're going to get caught up is to just stop taking.
I totally agree with you, Scott.
Well, the problem is they don't want to. They don't want to lose that money.
Not.
So, yeah.
So they're just going to lose it little by little as people start going back to CGC.
Well, who's putting in modern books for them? You're not going to get it back till the damn book is done.
You know what's funny? Like, a lot of times I search on eBay, like CGC. So, like, seeing some of the books that, like, people grade, it's like, no wonder why this shit's taking forever. Like, some of the books, it's like, what was the point of grading that?
Gwenpool 9,
Yeah,
regular
like,
cover.
Like, who wants East of West 32 and 9.8? Like, who the
Well,
fuck? Like,
every book has 9/8, and then you've got the people grading 4.5 bronzes, and it's just people grade so much shit that it's amazing.
it really is. Like, the amount of plastics that's being produced by these companies is astounding. And, like, what do people do with these books? Because you can't sell them. Like, they put them up for $20 and they don't even sell.
No, I've been preaching that for a while. Like, why are you grading all of these?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And that just gums up the works.
Anyway, that's all I had on that.
we can all sleep easy now.
Changes are coming. They've been saying that since day one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the problem. We have a saying at my work: give it a year.
That's just, man, they can't do fucking right for anything.
They can't help themselves. It's a shame. Like, CGC gave them a clear in.
Oh, the CGC has not like been on their A game, and they just keep riding.
I mean, because they're still the better option.
I mean, you can't even argue with the homers.
No,
No.
you can't.
I mean, even I tried CBCS out for a year, and I had my problems with them. I thought their customer service was a little frustrating. Like, I sent my books in right when they announced a new label, and they had my books, and I was like, I want the new label. I don't want you to put my books in the current riveted label. And they're like, well, we'll have to send them back to you. I'm like, can you hold it? No, we can't hold it because we got to keep them moving. And I'm like, my options are suck it up and take the new label, or have them sent back to me at my cost. I'm like, those are terrible options. And I'm like, well, if I get the new label, will you guys redo the slabs with the new label? They're like, yeah, we'll give you like 10%, like 5% off or 10% off or something. I'm like, oh man, that pissed me off. That pissed me off so much.
Well, I mean, CGC's not great at customer service, but I had a book ruined in Slabgate, and they at least compensated me for it.
Anytime I had anything with like customer service, they didn't just fix it. They always went above and beyond and took care of it. That's my personal experience with them. But CBCS, I was always met with like, no, we're not going to do that. And like they damaged 2 of my books because I know I sent them in, and they're like, these were like Venom variants, and so they're like $200-$300 books. And then there was a Psylocke Campbell variant, and they're like, yeah, we could give you $25 credit. I'm like,
What about my $300 book?
no, because they said that we don't know if it was us, and that was it. So they kind of lost my business because of those. I didn't have any personal bad experience other than what people were talking about, on our site. So since I didn't have any personal problem, I kind of just went back to them.
Has anybody bought any of their raw graded books yet?
No.
I've got one.
I don't see any point in it.
No.
Z, you were making fun of me that I wanted to do that to some of my turtle books and then sub them later.
Is that how the Good Mortys
Just
are going
have
through?
somebody look at them and grade them for you, Paul.
Paul, bring him. You're not coming to Indy.
No, I'm good.
Say, bring him to Indy. I'll grade them for you.
That's kind of like my reward when I actually get rid of some of this shit.
Bring them to Baltimore and get them pre-screened, man.
I don't think you can do pre-screen.
I don't think you can do pre-screen.
I was just basically I'm just going to grade them no matter what.
Just grade them at Paul. I mean, Paul, what does it matter? You're not going to grade them?
No, I'm going to grade them.
If you
I'm
don't
not
think
doing
they're
the
gradable, you're not
pre-screen
going to grade
anymore.
them. If you pre-screen them, you're just spending $50 to do it.
I'm not doing the CBCS art thing anymore, or the whatever the fuck it was. Grade.
Well, I mean, they'll have magazine size about the time that you run out of Paul's problems.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, are you grading more than 25 books?
I'd have to count them, but the reason I wanted to go with CBCS is for the signature authentication, because some of them are already signed.
Then just don't grade them at all.
But I really don't care. I mean, fuck, they're PC books. I'll take
Put them in fucking Mylar and don't worry about it.
whatever color label CGC would be.
Green
Don't even, Paul, why even grade them then?
Just for
John.
You're trying to make sense of it.
Trust me.
Just let him do it, dude.
Yeah.
Get one of those comic skins. Put it in that.
Change his mind.
Make a Paul's Problems fucking grading label.
Make your own case, man. Just make your own case.
Just write,
laminate it. Just
write a grade above it.
Send on the PGX.
Yeah, send on the PGX.
That actually is not the worst idea, Paul. PGX has that silver label or something, which doesn't look nearly as bad as the green or the purple.
Yeah, you'll get them back fast, and it'll be cheap.
PGX minus 3 solid points. Is that the
No,
grade?
you get a boost, man.
Yeah, PGX.
I actually, Paul, for you, this whole thing, I would not even judge you for PGX. It may be the most sound investment you make.
You know they'll be safe
10.
Until you send them to Jimmy in Canada to go to somebody in Mexico, then to PGX.
I'll just do Halo.
I'll never get his
Australia.
$8,000 in shipping, whatever, man. That's fine.
I like the label.
I like the label. You can do that European grading service, EGS, dude.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I will say the PGX label looks better than the CBCS right now.
Yeah.
See, I don't love the PGX label. It's a
I don't
little
mind
too muted for me.
Oh man.
I have to double check it now. It's like, what is that? Oh,
Right.
it's not terrible.
It looks like a fake label to me. Like when I look past it, I'm like, oh, who made their own label? Oh, it's PGX.
You're telling me it's better than the rivets.
Oh, it's way better than the rivets. That was a monstrosity.
And the new CBCS is not great.
No, it's not great.
But it is tamper-proof.
And I'll tell you, it's really hard to get to move a book with those rivets.
Yep.
It's really, really tough. I almost feel like I got to get some of those graded.
I'm trying to think if I have any of the rivets still.
I have a 9.8. I think it's a Loesch. I don't know. I have a 9.8 something with rivets, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to risk CGC or
Is
just
that the one you traded for?
Maybe.
Yeah, he traded for the CBCS.
Oh my god! Now you don't want it.
No, I want it.
I'll take it.
The label.
Hey, I'll take it.
I was gonna say I'll buy one, Paul.
I'll buy it.
Maybe I'll bring it to Baltimore. Isn't that what we were talking about, Dino?
Yes, I'll buy. You know what? I'll just buy it from you.
No, I want the book from my PC collection.
He wants the CGC one. He traded for this book specifically.
We'll get Casper on the phone and see what he says.
Yeah, he probably
See,
sold it.
and Z, you want to talk him out of not using the grading service?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Paul.
I'll just crack it and read it.
I actually was I was digging in a box and I found a Loose 23, but it was the regular cover. I was like, damn it.
It's so
Like, you
close.
never-
Every time you
see the
find that
number
run,
in
you
there.
get excited.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about the whole thing is he's gonna bring it to Baltimore and it's gonna be cracked and he's gonna drop it right before the booth or something.
Something's gonna happen. I'm gonna get a solid 9-0.
He's gonna put it in his backpack Mel V style. Just crunch it in there.
Just jam it in there.
Oh man, I did that recently. I had like they weren't super expensive, but they were, like I don't know, like $80 for a set. It was the Spider-Man Turner variants from this past San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
I had a set and I listed them for like $80 and I put them back in my box, but they went under the front handle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I pulled them out, they were all they just like they were like a little hook, and so I kind of flattened them out a little bit. I went back to eBay. I was like $25, $30. Oh, it was so sad. It's not like a huge deal, but it hurts.
All right, boys. I think I think we milked this one.
Yeah.
So,
Got a good almost working on 3 hours here.
Yeah. Congratulations, people, for making it this far.
I know. I think they're gonna bail out after the Urban Dictionary story.
Is there any actual listeners?
14.
14.
So like 4.
We got Chung next time.
I don't know who we're gonna have.
I don't know. I gotta run that. I gotta run the Raz again.
It's
We'll
been
see.
awesome having me, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
joining
thanks
us,
for
man.
coming on, man.
Yeah, it's good to have you, man.
Yeah.
I got to kill it. So
Talk to you
make sure I
later.
don't hang up this time and just hit stop broadcast. All right, boys. We'll see you in 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Go Birds.
Yeah, go Birds. That's 2 days before Valentine's Day, so I'm sure we'll have a good epic Paul's problem. So, all right, boys. We'll see you guys later.